Also waiting for it to connect to YouTube still. There we go. Alright, what's up, my dudes, my dudettes, my dudenaries? I was a little nervous that I forgot to connect the audio again. Sorry. Just trying to get Danganronpa Lapse running in the background here and connect the window already. I'm gonna have to alt tab out real quick. But yeah, tonight we're playing Danganronpa Lapse. Probably either gonna finish it tonight or we're gonna be finishing it next week. Considering we're still in the chapter 3 and I believe there are 5 chapters and an epilogue, my guess is we're probably gonna be finishing chapter 3 and maybe 4 tonight, and then hopefully by next week 5 in the epilogue. That is my guess right now, my best guesstimate. That's the goal for the stream tonight, but like it just kind of depends. Because I was not expecting there to be like a morphogenetic field zero escape as the stream ended last time. Was not expecting that. Interested to see where where the story goes with that now. What else? Tomorrow we're going to be playing 100 Line Last Defense Academy. Going to be playing more that. I'm not sure if we're going to hit 10 endings tomorrow, but we're pretty dang close. We'll probably get pretty close. Something else I wanted to mention on the channel real quick. 2 more things, actually. One of them is I got a comment from Miracle Moon, who is the creator of the Abime series. The Side for God full release is going to be coming out soon. So, like, I got that yesterday. Very excited for that. Very excited for that for when we eventually get there. Probably going to take us a while to get there considering the ongoing series, but very excited to get there. Then I want to talk about the polls real quick. I have 2 polls ongoing. Right now, I'm closing it tomorrow, but like for tomorrow at the start of tomorrow's stream. But right now, it looks like every 10 endings, we're probably going to be doing the for 100 Line Last Defense Academy. Every 10 endings, I'm going to put the poll up again to either keep it locked in to the relatively consistent Sunday slot or like move it to the Saturday slot. And then start a new series on Sunday and just have it like in the Saturday slot and alternate with like Zenless Zone Zero and other stuff. That's what I have so far. 10 endings is winning so far. And another thing is that the other thing is something for like Halloween, because Halloween is going to be coming up soon, like in a few weeks. Since it's on a Friday, I moved the staff side stream. I was trying to see if I should just move the staff side stream to like a Saturday, because I still want to do staff side, of course, and then just do a horror game or like a creepypasta reading. Right now, it's horror game is winning. Horror game is winning. I'm probably going to consider this the poll closed maybe sometime next week. I don't have a hard date set for that yet. I'm probably gonna add an update for that. So like depending on like what wins. If it's creepypasta reading stream, we're probably not gonna stick to one creepypasta. We'll probably bounce around many different creepypastas, like go down like a nostalgia trip almost with it. With like Jeff the Killer, some popular old creepypastas, maybe some newer creepypastas, compare contrast, some good ones, some bad ones, you know, just something for fun. And then for the horror game, it might end up being a temporary. We might start, we might play a horror game demo, or it might be like a temporary one-shot stream where we'll stream it once but then pick it up eventually later, like with what we did. I forgot which game we did that with. I forgot which game specifically we did that with. Kind of Zenless Zone Zero we kind of did that with, but there was another one. Let me check. I guess another one would be Love Exalt technically. But there was one more. There was one more that is just escaping me for some reason. I think... What was it called? I forgot what it was called. What was like that one game? I think it was Inscription. I played for Halloween, but it was like a one-shot and then I never went back to it. Maybe. I think it was that one, actually. Sorry, I was just trying to see if I had that in order. Other than that, I don't think there's really anything else major I wanted to do, so maybe some more high dynamic, high. I think we're just gonna do more general stuff. Yeah, I have a Discord link in the channel page and the and then the description down below for YouTube. Go ahead and join the Discord, trying to bridge the gap between the Twitch and YouTube communities. And also, speaking of which, I'm trying to hit a 30 follower goal on Twitch and a 500 subscriber goal on, like, respectively. And then I'm gonna do like a community stream where I do both a Q&A and also game with the community. Once again, I know it's going through a controversy right now, and I'm looking for alternatives, but right now, I kind of got Roblox locked in because it's like a free-to-play, easy-to-access game, and I was thinking of either playing Danganronpa Carnage with you guys, or like Shrimp Game, I don't know, something fun. That was the idea. Speaking of Discord, let's go back real quick. Tetrocord, I believe, closed down yesterday. I ended up joining the... Let me check here. The Tetra Danganronpa fan server that was made by the Sorceress, I believe. Ended up joining it. I had to mute it last night, though, because, like, they were pretty loud. I've been trying to avoid spoilers. Thank God there's a Tetra spoilers, but I'm just probably not going to be as active on it, because at least in terms of like not as active on it until like blue is done or something, and we're in like the in-between phase of blue and white. It's hard for me to say, because like I don't want to accidentally spoil myself or get spoiled. Especially since there's like Tetra spoilers and staff side spoilers, and I know it's not perfect. I know like Princess Sophia probably did their best specifically, but like I'm sure that the generals, like General 1, General 2, and General, like, you know, Tetro discussion is probably gonna avoid spoilers, and Tetro art and normal art is probably gonna avoid the spoilers, but it still makes me a little nervous though. I want to try to avoid too much. But yeah, it was pretty active last night. I had to temporarily mute it so I could, like, you know, actually go to bed and my phone didn't like blast my room with light every time someone made a message on there. So yeah, probably gonna have to mute it every time before I go to bed. But yeah. Hotkeys still work. My hotkeys are working. Yeah, my hotkeys still work, and it doesn't turn up the music, so I think we should be fine. Our first break is probably gonna be anywhere between like an hour and a half to 2 hours from now. Probably going to. Well, I mean, for like, you know, my food when it gets here. I just got like carne asada fries because I was in the mood for that. But yeah, let's just hop into the game. This makes me nervous because that means there's at least one more maybe bad ending. Oh yeah, the Matrix or caste system. Nah, not caste. It's just the Matrix. 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, the fact that there's 6 of these here, 6 of these capsules, could these be like the 6 missing people? Upon shutting the door, the ominous song created its crooning within the room. We found ourselves in a hexagonal, eerie room with full-length capsule-like objects creating the centerpiece. Hexagon. Standing workstations, hexagon and not octagon, sorry. Standing workstations line the wall corresponding to the capsule objects on each wall, miscellaneous monitors and controls filled with each section. The each section? How do I pull up the log again? Okay, stream's still running. Sorry, I was a little nervous. It just went black for some reason for me over there. Sorry, how do I pull up the... Okay, there we go. Yeah, the each section. What is this place? We step further in. Our footsteps echoing through the chamber. I don't know why I'm yawning. If I had to guess, considering our killing game scenario, one could say there ought to be a cold room to store bodies. This does not look like a cold room. You think this is where they are? Well, it would make sense as this place was hidden behind layers of precautionary security. Though it's not a very conventional design if that's the case. I inched cautiously toward one of the large capsules. There was a small display monitor at the foot of the closed capsule that read "Stable" in bright green letters. Spotting a small viewing window at the head of the capsule, I made my way over and peeked in. I staggered back at the sight. I recalled seeing this person's visage when I was with Missy and Forte. What is it? Lau ran to the window, standing at the opposite of me. His eyes widened. Is that Pandora? This document says otherwise. Same last name, though. Cannon was holding a medical chart that was hanging near the stable indicator. It's her. My voice was barely a whisper. I stared at her. My vision twisted as I felt my heart start racing. The other announcer Forte had discovered, along with Zero's true identity. The other announcer behind the killing game was right in front of me. Lau paused and took a closer look at the person in the capsule. He took out the secret note he had been holding on to and inspected it further. Without a word, he started unlatching the capsule. What are you doing? Are you going to take that person out of the capsule? It's the person behind Eve. There's a pin on her shawl that looks just like Eve's announcer symbol, and the symbol on this secret note. She could be dangerous. What if she attacks us or something? There's like 3 of us here. Actually, that didn't stop someone last time. You know what? Yeah, whatever. There's 3 of us and only 1 of her. Stay alert. The final latch clicked and the cool air rushed out from the containment unit. We watched in awe as the glass automatically rose. She looked as if she were asleep, a steady, barely noticeable rise and fall of her chest, indicating her shallow breath. How come Zero has, like, his own, like, holographic body and she doesn't? Then, her eyelids twitched. I have no idea what voice to give you, actually. Oh. Her voice was hoarse but familiar. The formerly disembodied voice of Eve was now given a definitive face. She reached out, but before she could do anything, Lau stopped her. Hey, what are you doing? Please, I can't bear being in there a second longer. She murmured wearily as she struggled with enormous effort to pull herself up. How long were you in there? Come on, Lyle, give me a hand. Lau grumbled in dissatisfaction, but helped anyway, guiding Eve out of her containment. She crumpled to the floor, completely fatigued. Are you okay? That's concerning. She could hardly shake out a response. Then I remembered. Here, if you're hungry. I reached into my pocket. I offered her the jam Danish I had saved earlier. She generously accepted it, taking only a few bites before stopping altogether. Pandora, what have I done to you? A blank, somber stare glazed over her tearful eyes. Yeah, they're siblings, alright. You're Gaia Espire, right? How do you know? I don't know how to explain. I still don't know how to reasonably describe the strange occurrence I had experienced earlier that caused me to know things I shouldn't. I've played these games before! Wait. Who is this? It's okay. As Echo says, I'm Gaia Espire, Pandora's twin sister, who couldn't save her. There's like an interesting dynamic, I guess, with like combining Danganronpa and Zero Escape a bit here. Twin sister? That explained the striking similarity to Pandora. Save her. Does that mean this note was from you in an attempt to contact her? What's her role in the involvement in this game? Hang on, you wanted to save her. I thought since you were part of the game that, I don't know, you were working against us? With a heavy sigh, Gaia sat herself up against the base of the containment unit. You have a lot of questions. I'll try to answer them to the best of my ability. Welcome to the testing chambers. It's a pleasure to meet you all, Echo, Lyle, and Cannon. Testing chambers, huh? So everyone else is being tested then? The other 6 we never met? We gave Gaia some time to regain her strength as she cautiously savored the pastry I had given her. The last of Pandora's pastries. She sat herself in a chair at the small workstation as we idly waited. Lyle was noticeably impatient. Cannon still and unreadable. CG? Nope, okay. So, who are you in context of this game? Unlike Zero, who controls the many aspects of the killing game, I'm just an overseer. We're able to oversee the entirety of the game from our captivity. Whoever is placed in one of these incubators has their consciousness removed from their body and incorporated into the technology of the facility. Oh. Okay. I was never originally part of this, but seeing as this containment unit has a synonymous framework into collecting data from our consciousness and biophysiology, I was able to wedge my way through the basic functions. How did you even get here? But I'm concerned. It was Zero's request to open the foyer doors. I think he wanted you to find me in this room. I'm afraid he has something in store for me. Is she gonna be one of the victims in this case? She shuddered at the thought. If what Gaia said was true, even she wasn't safe. Is this a farce? A bunch of lies to make us believe you're not a threat. Hold on, did the stream freeze entirely? No, it's just freezing for some reason over here. I don't know why it's freezing on Restream. It seems to be running fine on my end. For some reason, Restream is just not working properly. I'm sorry, I cannot provide more details to convince you. You'll just have to take my word for it. In that case, where is Zero? His body is in one of the other units. However, he is in much worse condition. Meaning? Gaia pointed at one of the other units on the opposite side of the hexagonal centerpiece. I'm trying to see if I could get my stream back so I could see it. Lyle and I walked over to the unit that was lit. The screen displayed critical in red. How was he in critical condition? His hair looked silver in that one. It was as she said, the visage of Zero in the unit was in the unit, but his hair and clothing were different, just like in the student profile for Akihiko. It's him. Akihiko Quartz, otherwise known as the ultimate radio host. Zero, the Despair Program infected version of Akihiko, Despair Program, has control over malicious threats. I ceded control over general facilities such as the infirmary in an attempt to make contact with participants. That note, it was in Pandora's room. It was Pandora's room gift. I composed a note for Pandora and whoever could recognize the other emblem. Whoever could recognize Zero's, or rather, Akihiko Quartz's emblem. But I hadn't had any luck, and I'm not sure Pandora figured it out either. Huh? Gaia doesn't know who the other insider is? Say's profile was attached with this Akihiko's after all. Who are we attached with again? There was one that was cut out, right? Who do we have like a secret connection to that I'm just not connecting to right now? Was it, hold on, roster, was it with Cyrus or am I mistaken? Who are we next to? It could be Cyrus. I don't remember the CG. I really should have taken a screenshot of that. Wait a minute. I heard Cannon's hush muttering. Well, what are we waiting for? Huh? Why don't we just release him from the unit and be done with this game? That is not advised. That's just Akihiko's body. The one operating the game is Zero, a fourth consciousness of Akihiko that's been merged with the Despair program. What's a Despair program? I don't know how Akihiko's real consciousness is faring. I worry he's too far gone. If we release him, it's possible Zero can malfunction, but it could also kill the host consciousness. Lyle is about to go like, so? Yeah, so what? A small price to pay for all the hell he's put us through. But like, did he want to put us through this hell? The Despair program makes it feel like it's unconsensual. No, please, it's not him. It's the fault of the Despair program, the Preservation Project, the ultimate prize. Gaia's eyes went dark. All of this, a charade conducted with appalling precision for the purpose of the ultimate prize, a complete and utter hoax. It's a hoax? I recalled what I heard earlier before I found myself back at the group split decision. The ultimate prize is freedom, right? The ultimate prize! You don't want it! What is the ultimate prize? What, being the mastermind of the next killing game? Not a second after my hushed question did a booming clunk sound through the halls. The lights went out. No! Darkness! Lyle's gift! Direct from his fears to you! Lyle is afraid of the dark? Only murder will lift the darkness. The ominously short announcement. Okay, it's just Danganronpa, Danganronpa Pink, fourth motive. The ominously short announcement cut out, and we were left to wallow in the void. The room was blanketed in black velvet. I couldn't even see my own hand in front of my face. What? How is this even meant to... Okay, how is anyone meant to see anything in this darkness? Let alone do something as calculated as murder? I mean, she found the way. Say found the way. Calm yourselves. He wouldn't cut all the power if his former body is still in the containment unit. Are you sure? Wait, that aside. Lyle, Cannon, are you okay? There was no response from either of them. However, I heard a sharp, haggard breath beside me. It sounded like he was having a fit. His voice was tight. Lyle, are you okay? It's dark. I can't... Hang in there. A flash briefly bled through the darkness. My eyes adjusted to the brightness, and I could see the silhouette of Gaia. Is it Gaia? Standing some feet away from me, holding the light. Where do you have a flashlight? This should help. A flashlight in an emergency kit below my capsule. You just have that? Yes, thank you. I took the flashlight and directed the beam toward the wall, allowing the light to bounce and disperse itself for a little more illumination. Come on, deep breaths. His breaths were broken, but he was making an effort to control his breathing. I tried to comfort him, rubbing his trembling back as he tried to steady himself. As Gaia and I gave Lyle time to recoup, I noticed something strange. Where's Cannon? Cannon? I called out to her, but got no response. She get lost? She literally just had to stand there. Damn it. She's up. She has to be up to no good. As much as I couldn't help but jump to the same conclusion, I felt there had to be another reason for her disappearance. Don't say that. As much as we all hated to see the truth in the first trial, Cannon still helped us. And she even gave me the group photo she took after Ash's trial. She probably went to look for the other three. How could she possibly see in the pitch darkness? Why didn't she just sit still and do nothing like she always does? Okay, Lyle, calm down. I can't say. I just hope she doesn't do anything outrageous. Hope? She has an axe in her back already. Sure, but there's no telling what could happen to her, though. Oh no. A body has been discovered on the trial grounds! Just as Zero said, the lights return after the announcement of a body discovery. You'll be granted a period of investigation, and then we'll begin our class trial. No way. I didn't want to believe it, but the game carried on to take another victim. I gulped. We literally only had to be here for 7 days, guys. Gaia, do you know who was killed? Gaia shifted nervously. I can't see anymore. After being removed from the containment unit, I can only do as much as you participants can. That is, until I can gain control from the systems here. Gaia quickly made herself busy at the workstation, familiarizing herself with the programs once more. Are you even, like, a computer girl? Like, what's your talent, again? This can't be happening. So, we have to go up there. I don't know what we'll find, but... another death. What else can occur in this damn place? I didn't care for the indignation of his tone, but Lyle was right. Okay. Who do I think is dead? So 1... 1, 2, 3 went together, and then Cannon is MIA. Assuming it's not one of the 6 that are supposed to be in the pod. The biggest plot twist is if Say turns up dead. But it could still be like Cannon, or like, I guess these two investigated the trial grounds, right? Could be one of these two, or both. I didn't care for the indignation of his tone, but Lyle was right. At this point, it would be foolish to expect anything less than death. However, I just wanted to know that whoever remained was still safe. Ellipses. Let's go. We should try to rendezvous with whoever's left. What about her? Can we trust that she doesn't try anything funny? Gaia was in deep thought, her attention fixed to the workstation near Zero's. Go ahead. I've been investigating this group for some time. There's still so much to learn from here. Turns up dead. I'll do what I can to shore up information. Don't worry about me. I'll be on my own, but I know better than to let my guard down. Turns up dead. Gaia was focused on the workstation, filling the monitors with lines and lines of who knows what. It didn't seem like she would be moving soon, so Lyle and I left her to work. Okay, be careful. Thank you. Lyle and I darted out of the testing chamber, making haste for the elevator. Come on! What is it? The elevator isn't working. Can't wait around for the elevator. Let's just head up the stairs. Hurry! She better not be conniving with Zero after all. Lyle growled to himself, but I didn't reply. It was impossible for me to say whether or not Gaia was truly on our side or not, but after freeing her from captivity, I had a feeling she wasn't hostile. I sighed. Regardless, there was more immediate pressing matters to attend to. I'm sorry, she gave us the talent of ultimate memory. That was the best you could think of? Making an about face, we rushed through the hall and back up the stairs. Watch out for the chandelier. Returning in the foyer, we were met with a troubling sight. God damn it, not again. That doesn't mean she's dead, though. Missy! As we closed in on her, the first thing I noticed was a large slash that was cut into her chest. Her dripping body was held upright against the door jab between the elevator cab and the foyer, preventing the doors from shutting. Shit. We rushed to her side, all while maintaining a cautious distance from her unmoving body. I reached for her glasses and noticed her bracelet. Wow, before we jump to any conclusions, I was concerned, of course, but I drew Lau's attention to her wrist. So she's still alive, right? Small bracelet was still rose gold. Phew. She's not the victim, but what happened to her? And why did the body discovery announcement go off? She's alive, right? Get her up and let's find out. Lau kneeled down, trying to wake her up from whatever daze she was in as I returned her glasses. Her eyes fluttered and she groaned, reaching toward the deep cut in her chest. Missy! Oh, Echo and Lyle. Come with me. Her eyes snapped open and she leapt into the elevator, clicking the buttons for the trial grounds. We gave chase and rumbled to the requested floor. Upon arrival, we were met with another gruesome encounter. Yeah. Okay, say, this is not looking good. Fute's body was covered in blood, and Sei, stained with the liquid as well, was sitting on the floor in an emotionless daze staring at him. I wonder if Zero showed up and told her no, this was not supposed to happen. Ellipses. She said nothing as the three of us surround Forte's body. His bracelet was tinged with a sickening bright pink color that indicated his death status. As if pools of blood didn't indicate it clearly enough, yeah? What the hell happened when we split up? Astonishment painted Missy's face as she took in the scenery. We whipped around to glare at the most damning person, the one drenched in blood. What? Sei's detached expression told us nothing. Or perhaps everything. I am sorry. I had no idea what happened. You better not be lying. I am not... Ugh. Missy flinched and tentatively tried to cover her wound. Investigate as you wish. I won't stop you. I need to clean this up. Missy tottered through the elevator and into the infirmary on the other side, leaving us with the victim and Sei. So care to share anything, Sei? Those are a lot of ellipses. Didn't think so. This is a mess. No kidding. Is it really up to us to investigate? We're just about the furthest away from the crime. How could we even begin to infer what happened 4 floors above? It's only up to us. Doesn't look like either Sei or Missy are going to fess up. They're covered in blood. Well, she also has a wound in her chest. Yeah, you're right. At the very least, we're together with Gaia, so that solidifies our alibi somewhat. Having said that, Cannon was still nowhere to be found. Could it be? Then let's get to it. Did they already put up his fucking portrait? Rip Forte. The musician never survives. There's something back there. Behind Forte's head was a sizable pool of blood. It's possible he fell backward and the back of his head split open from the impact. The thought was upsetting. I'm just looking around for anything that's less obvious. Alright. Abdomen wound. 28 stab wound. It looks like he was stabbed multiple times before the culprit plunged the dagger firmly in one spot. Surrounding the dagger stuck in his body, Forte had several tears in his shirt, exposing the lacerations in his abdomen underneath. The lacerations were noticeably clustered around the abdominal area. Forte's body was lying face up, with a familiar dagger stuck in his abdomen. That's Darling's dagger. Okay, right, I forgot Darling had the dagger. So, Missy's dagger was somehow taken from her? Or I guess Darling's dagger was somehow taken from Missy? If this scenario were anything like the scenario when I went with Missy to investigate, I can only assume the dagger came from her possession. But why did Missy herself suffer a huge slash? Did Say manage to take it from her somehow? God, like, what if they're trying to bait me? What if they're trying to bait me? With, like, revealing Say as the killer in the last room? Well, that kind of leaves us with only one other person, Sei Kono. Sei was motionless and expressionless. She didn't dare look at anything except the body that lay before her. Didn't know what to begin with questioning her. I didn't want to suspect her, but it was difficult to think otherwise. She didn't appear to make any attempt in hiding her involvement either. I stammered for a minute before giving up entirely. So what's the big idea, Sei? Saying nothing just makes you look more suspicious, you know. Well, it certainly doesn't make her any less suspicious either. Sure, but the blood makes a compelling case in favor of suspicion of murder. Thanks for nothing. Alright, that kind of just leaves us with disgust, right? Lyle. Any thoughts? I have plenty. Just one. That Sei is the culprit. Seems plainly clear enough, but does that seem like something she would do? Well, who knows? It's likely that while the Evergroup was investigating, something occurred that provoked her. Oh, I figured you might know a little more about her since you two have been talking lately. It's nothing like that. She doesn't talk much. I usually just think out loud to her. As for how she might behave, I can't put a pin on her. So excluding the obvious potential culprit, I'm up a creek. It was only understandable that both of us were stumped. We'll see what changes when Cannon shows up. Dead or alive, that is. Ellipses. Okay, continue. Not really much there to investigate. The scene was gruesome. Despite that, there didn't seem to be much of note. Did you find anything? To say I have even half an idea of what happened would be a stretch. There's very little to draw conclusions from. Well, except for... Laon and I looked at Sei. Forte's body, Sei's bloody state, and an essentially locked room. It couldn't be more straightforward. I can't believe this. Oh shit. I can't believe this. Is there even a victim report? Maybe if we return to the foyer, we'll find one printed from the kiosk and see Sei dead with an axe in her back. I'd like to see the victim report as well. I'm displeased to say that I'm unaware of what happened here. What? Okay, then where were you before? So, who gave you the slash across your chest then? I assume Sei gave it to you, and took the dagger from you somehow, but still. Missy returned to the trial grounds from the infirmary, a gauze dressing covering the inflicted wound. As Missy scanned the bloody scene once more, her downcast gaze paused to meet Sei's. Sei, why don't we get you cleaned up? You're being awfully casual with the culprit. Missy didn't respond. She offered her hand to Sei, who stiffly reached up to receive it. The two of them left the crime scene without a word. And go where? Were we supposed to stop them? Well, it's not like they'll get very far. Ugh, I don't even know where to start on how strange this all is. Let's just get down to the foyer and find the victim report. There's no use standing around a dead body. Zero probably has to clean this place up for the trial anyway. I nodded. Lyle started toward the elevator, and as I glanced at Forte's body one last time. We took the elevator back down to the foyer once more. Wait, we go up for the trial? I never noticed that. Arriving at the foyer, Lyle went straight to for the main kiosk. I stepped out to follow, but stopped at a familiar sight. A familiar photograph of Darling was on the floor. It had a small puncture at the top of it. Huh? I've seen this before. Did she leave the Missy, I swear to fucking God, did you not learn? When will you learn? When will you learn that your actions have consequences? Did you leave the fucking dagger out for anyone to grab like you did with the gun last trial? Last case? Last chapter? Did you really fucking do that? Missy, I swear to God, you are the fucking dumbest person in the fucking building if that's the case. Ultimate tactician my ass. Huh? I've seen this before. I've played these games before. It was the same photograph Missy received for her special gift, but this time I wasn't with her when she received it. However, I noticed that the wall near the elevator had a similarly small puncture that matched the photograph. Does it also match the wounds and the fucking dagger? Does it match? Did we really leave the dagger just pinned to the fucking wall for anyone to grab again, Missy? Did we really just do that? Could it be? The two punctures in the wall in the photograph could be indicative of when Missy pinned the photo on the wall with Darling's dagger like last time. Oh my God. But if the photo is on the floor, a puncture in the wall, and the dagger is in a different place, someone must have taken the dagger out of the wall. I'm tired, boss. What do you mean, Missy? Did you not learn the lesson the first time? What did it mean, if it meant anything at all? Hey, Echo. The victim report is over here. Sorry, coming. I hustled over to Lyle as he waved the postcard-sized black sheet. Victim report. The victim's body was discovered on the child grounds. Ultimate... oh god. The estimated time of death is 13:45. What is that? You're telling me this is completely useless. Wait, useless? Okay. I know there are stab wounds, but what if he was poisoned? It's weird that they're not saying what he was killed by, at the very least. It doesn't even say cause of death. Yeah, it's all dodgy. I wonder if Gaia had something to do with manipulating the report. Hmm? You think she had something to do with it? Well, I'm not ruling out the possibility. Well, Gaia allegedly lost her overseer visibility. It might be possible she had the capability of manipulating the report from the workstation. I grumbled at the thought of another suspicious act. Oh, that reminds me. Cannon is still absent. I hope she's okay. Hope? She must be. If she were dead, another victim report would have turned up. That's not very comforting. After a brief discussion about the victim report, Missy and Sei emerged from the living quarters, meeting us in the foyer. Sei's expression remained as somber as before. Missy's eyes were shifting with unease. The two of them might have cleaned up the mess of the scene before, but whatever was going through their minds continued to darken their faces. The trial might start any minute now. Let's use our time wisely to get information out of those two. Well, let's just go left to right then. Say, are you okay? Did you get hurt or anything?
No, I'm fine.
You're fine? Say nodded. That's good to hear.
Do you care?
Well, you're safe. That's good. Always good news. Alive ellipses. So she came out of that mess completely unscathed? Unlike Missy received a nasty scar. And unlike Cannon, who was completely missing. What was going on? Do you have anything to say about do you have anything to say about being at the crime scene? Sorry, I can't read for some reason in this stream.
No, it should be crystal clear what happened there.
You say that, but... Lava ellipses again. Say closed her eyes and turned away, ending the conversation promptly. I couldn't bring myself to believe it. But what? There's nothing more to be said about this, is there? She's asking for this. There shouldn't even be a trial for something as clear as this. I just don't want to jump to any hasty conclusions, okay? We might suffer the consequence of a poor decision if we go to the most obvious. We have to be careful. The trial is our only chance to clear the confusion, even if it did look clear as day. Missy Vesper. Missy, are you alright?
I'll survive. Fortunately, the cut wasn't too deep.
That's a relief. What happened?
To be honest, I haven't the foggiest. I can hardly even recall how I ended up where how I did.
Start from the top. What did your group do when we split up?
I visited Cyrus's room to gather information.
I used the dagger pommel to knock the doorknob off and unlatch the lock.
Inside, we found files about the preservation project, a class dossier detailing our backgrounds, and some floor plans for the area you visited. After exhausting the files of information, we visited the trial grounds, thinking we could confront the one administrating this game. However, Zero is nowhere to be found. We had hit a dead end. Figures. Whoa. Missy's story lined up with striking similarity to what she did when I explored the main floor with her and Forte. If this was true, it's likely I knew exactly what information was detailed, thanks to the strange occurrence I experienced. While we were idling in the trial grounds, the motive directed at Forte and Shay came into play. Forte had a bit of a sorrowful look about him when he heard the song, and Say, she got nothing. We had hit a dead end. We searched the most damning places we could in our area, and yet nothing cropped up. That said, I decided to employ what I learned about Say from the files. She has some connection to Zero. Say knows Zero. Oh yeah, the ones who knew about Say and Zero were the ones who stayed in the foyer and investigated Cyrus's confidential information. Yes, I pleaded for her to continue to share what she knew. That she should admit it for the sake of escaping our enclosure. But rather than assisting, it appears she snuck the dagger from my possession and lashed out at me. Did she? Did she sneak it from your possession, or did you leave it fucking pinned? I don't think she did. What did she do last time? Did she pin it to the wall and then take the dagger with her? I'm trying to remember the events of last time. I don't think she left the dagger there. Unless you really did leave the dagger pinned to the fucking wall. Say, attacked you? I'm afraid so. I must have said something wrong to provoke her. At that point, all I can recall is toppling back from the sudden offense as Forte put himself between me and Sei. She made a threat to harm herself, directed the dagger at herself, after which Forte made a move to take the dagger, but seeing as she's unharmed, it was false alarm. I probably hit my head or something because I must have blacked out until you two came. She turned the dagger on herself. Missy trailed off. It was discomforting seeing her so unsure. Could she have been lying? As far as your admission goes, Sei was the last one wielding the dagger. The very same one that was planted in Forte's body right now. That is correct. There doesn't seem to be any other conclusion, is there? Oh, here is there. This is essentially a locked room murder with only one culprit. Unless there's a secret hallway. It would be difficult to contest otherwise. I just wouldn't be able to sit with myself if I really did cause her to spiral this far. Her voice cracked with remorse. I wanted to reassure her that it wasn't her fault, but I didn't want to lie and let everyone down. The situation was getting more and more bleak by the minute. By the way, where's Cannon? Wish we could tell you. Looks like you didn't see her crawling around up here either. She disappeared while we were investigating beyond the foyer doors, down the secret hallway. Can't say where she ran off to, though. I see. Her absence during all this is quite disconcerting. I didn't say Siri. Not to mention, I don't seem to have the revolver in my possession anymore. Oh, alright. Cool, great. Missy reached into her inner coat pockets and came up short. You've got to be kidding. Yeah, me and Lyle, man. More ellipses. So the revolver was missing. That, along with Cannon's absence, was cause for concern. What did you two learn in the sequestered floor beneath us? Well, oh god, sorry, my eyes are itchy. Well, the rooms below are the trophy room and testing chambers. We didn't explore the trophy room, but from the outside look of it, it's just a display area for a hunting game. However, we found the physical bodies of Zero and Eve, Akihiko Quartz and Gaia Espire in the testing chambers. Oh, so you've learned their identities as well? Yeah, you don't seem surprised. Those two student profiles were also in the class dossier. Why they were included when they aren't participants is beyond me. You'd think that kind of information would be better hidden. Other than that, we didn't find much else of note. I see. And none of you were near the crime scene at all. No, when the blackout occurred, we were immobilized, stuck in the testing chambers until the lights returned. There was a blackout? I had no idea. It must have hit when I was in my daze. I can't help but think I caused a snowball effect with Sei, resulting in Forte's death. Missy grumbled under her breath. She was visibly trying to wrap her head around what we had learned. After learning about the details of Missy's sides of events, things were getting more and more tangled up. Echo, a word? After talking to Missy and Sei, Lyle and I shuffled off to a sidebar. I wonder what could have put everyone in such precarious situations. Never mind that. We have a very clear culprit here, don't you agree? If we point out who is right away, the answers will come spilling out. I don't know if it's as simple as you think it is. Don't get all contemplative on me. Look, it's dangerous to make assumptions. I don't want to suffer needless consequences if we can help it. I get that, but don't discount a healthy suspicion. There's no use in blindly following someone's word and word alone. Especially when one's adrenaline starts messing with their perception of the situation. Facts can get muddled up. Agreed, but we've experienced it personally. Lyle and I were on the same page. Although our approaches were different, the only thing we had going forward was our intuition. We have to put our heads together. Come on, let's press our foreheads together. We won't get anywhere if we don't work together. I hope I can count on you for this. Hope? Likewise, but I can't promise anything. Where on earth is Canon, though? Last I recall, she had been acting a little worrisome since last night. So I'm just checking to see when my food will get here. And I don't think it helped her frustrations that you tried to take her camera. Sorry. Lyle shot me a dark look for a second before casting his gaze under her heavy eyelids. She's not the most trustworthy, okay? Running around doing who knows what. Though I shouldn't stir the pot, I suppose. I sighed. I couldn't disagree with Lyle's stance, but Canon did make an attempt to cheer me up somewhat. I couldn't flat out accuse Lyle. I couldn't help but think her behavior was a result of me rejecting her photograph. Take a look at this photograph.
It's that time, folks! Class trial time! The elevator will take you all to the courtroom once everyone has entered. Not that there are much of you left.
So no double murder for Chapter 3. We say, and then we find Canon's body with an axe in her back. The four of us sulked into the elevator once more, the doors sliding to a close as we anxiously stood by for whatever discoveries we would make in the courtroom. We stood in the elevator cab unmoving. Jeez, what is going on this time? The door slid open once more. Hi, Canon. Canon crept into the elevator. The doors finally closed and the elevator began to move. She was alive, thankfully, so no axe in her back yet. Canon! Where the hell have you been? We didn't hear a single breath from her. Her silence was deafening. She faced away from the rest of us, completely unreadable. Canon was alive after all. Is it a Hasegawa situation? Are there actually secret fucking hallways? With her behavior after last night and her absence during this whole mess, it was worrisome. Canon, I whispered, but she didn't react at all. Canon made a haunting re-entry. Given what we knew about the revolver gone missing and Canon's disappearance from the testing chambers moments before the body announcement, was I too late? Was this my fault? Chapter 3, Dignity and Diligence. Only the deadly life is considered now? Guess I should have seen him dying because of the flower. Oh, we got a CG. Not looking good for Canon or Sei, in all honesty. She didn't turn. Canon, I was cold to you last night. You don't have to apologize. I ought to be the one who's sorry. Canon's voice was hushed. Huh? I'm sorry. But you don't have anything to be sorry for. I'm the one who tore your well-intentioned photo in half. Canon? What did she mean? I ought to be the one who's sorry. The atmosphere was disquieting. No one said a word. We stoically reserved all our inquiries for the upcoming trial. Oh, okay. Endless and unfamiliar. Oh! I didn't think this would be chapter 4. Alright, cool. Still on day 5, by the way. Another visit to the trial grounds. Every trace of the crime scene had been removed, as if nothing happened. However, I still saw the faint phantom image of blood painting the floor burn the back of my eyes. Where did they put the bodies after they're done? The 5 of us stepped in warily, footsteps echoing in the chamber as we habitually navigated to our respective stands in silence. Another trial. Jesus fucking Christ, there's only like 2 people left in this one. Did I even read that? Another trial. When we split up, our groups had discovered a slew of information that attempted to explain our captivity. But in spite of making these discoveries that we thought would help us prevent further danger, another one of our group has fallen. We literally only had to be here for 7 days. It's unfortunate that I must greet you like this, but welcome back to the trial grounds. A fuzzy hologram of Gaia appears before us.
Oh, you're here too? Sure, whatever. Showing your face isn't really going to change anything, you know.
Gaia, do you know anything about what happened to Forte? I can't say that I do, but please consider my presence an asset to your discussion. Should you need any inquiries answered, I'll do my best. Jeez, this one has been nothing but useless. Wait, useless? If anything, I would posit that Zero will, at the very least, respect my testimony. What makes you think you could pull the wool over our eyes? What if you two are colluding?
You give her too much credit. At this point, she's nothing but an obstacle. Eve, or rather, as you know her now, Gaia knows zilch. I'm the one who knows for certain whether you all will be voting correctly or incorrectly. After all, what is a judge? What kind of judge would I be if I didn't know?
Does he know?
Freeing Gaia meant stripping her of her prize.
Huh? What's the ultimate prize then? So is that the ultimate prize? Okay. New question now. What 5 students had to die? Assuming that each killing game has 10 participants and not like 16. What group of students had to die in order for... You know what? There are 6 survivors actually. There could have been 16 in the previous killing game. 6 survivors and they were just all stuffed into those pods, right?
But we're not here to talk about that. So, let's get this show on the road.
Let's get this show on the road already. All right. Class trial, all rise. Trial 3.
Let's go over the rules, shall we? You're all on trial to figure out who the culprit is of today's heinous crime. The rules are as follows. Discuss, discover, and determine who the culprit is among your group. A majority vote will seal the individual's fate, and we'll just see what happens from there, yeah? One of the few outcomes will occur. Determine and vote incorrectly, and the entire class is executed, and the culprit alone will be able to walk free and win the ultimate prize. That's the ideal endgame for the culprit. Determine and vote correctly, and the culprit alone will receive proper retribution and perish at the hands of your group's decision. You just might live to see another day. Our victim today is Forte Solo, the ultimate opera singer. It's a real shame we never got to hear that bass baritone voice of his. Chris LaVie. So you know what to do. I'm sure you'll get this one done real quick.
Zero chuckled to himself after his brisk opening statement. We all stared at each other from the circumference of the stands, our eyes locking onto the most suspicious.
Don't waste your breath on this. There's an obvious answer.
Is that so? Let us be the judge of that. This case is going to be difficult, but we need to try. Though I desperately wish this wouldn't happen again, a culprit must be found. We had to be here for 7 days, and also you left the fucking dagger out. First things first, we can't ignore the fact that Sei was right in the middle of the crime scene, drenched in blood, presumably from the victim himself. It is inevitable, the sheer amount of evidence proving that you are at fault for this.
Make your own judgment.
Fine. There's no way around the fact that no one else could have killed Forte, but I suppose I'll entertain you. Let's clear up everyone's alibis. When the 6 of us split up, the 2 groups were as follows. Missy, Forte, and Sei went to investigate the floors we've seen. Canon, Echo, and I went to investigate beyond the foyer doors. Here is when Gaia's statement will prove useful. Yeah. Me, Lyle, and Cannon were together for the majority of the afternoon, down in the testing chambers together.
That is correct. I have not left the testing chambers since my release.
As for supporting Lyle and Echo's statement, I did not see anyone leave the testing chambers. Nevertheless, I unfortunately took no notice of when Cannon supposedly left. Yeah, Cannon, did you manage to slip out unnoticed when Lyle and I spoke to Gaia? Where did he go? I had to step out. Step out and to where? Back to the main wing so you could sneak around and plot something of your own? Cannon in the main wing. If she were involved in Forte's murder, she never made herself known during our journey. The three of us didn't see a trace of her as we explored the rooms, and the only three of us went up to the elevator before Forte's demise. So only the three of you went up. Missy, is there anything else you could tell us about your group's exploration? Forte is no longer with us, and Sei is obvious culprit number 1. And Sei might be unreliable. Doesn't the blood speak for itself? Sei, one moment. I hate to commit to a conclusion so hastily, so I'd like to know what occurred leading to the events that caused my side of the investigation to unravel so grievously. The three of us moved as one unit in the main wing for the entirety of our investigation. Like I said, we all entered the trial grounds together. And... Well, I cannot speak more plainly about what occurred after, although I wish more than anything it were untrue. But my wish is nothing but dust. The slash that has been carved in proves this. Sei turned the dagger on me. Clear as day. Sei Kono is the culprit behind Forte Solo's murder. Hold it. If you ask me to act now, I wouldn't lay a vote against Sei. I was the only one present when she made her assault. I should know what her motive to cause harm was, and I say it was not with murderous intent. Sei still harmed you though. That action alone could be indicative of more. Case in point, the very poignant murder of Forte. Are you protecting her? What do you even have to gain from doing something like that? Hang on. If Missy's explanation... Oh god. If Missy has an explanation, we should hear it out. I'm still apprehensive about voting too quickly. Especially when we haven't yet established any rhyme or reason. Sorry, I'm just trying to crack my back. Indeed. My testimony is not driven by a want to gain anything except the truth. Would I not be endangering myself if I had voted against Sei? Ugh. I see where this is going. Knowing how tiresome you all are, you want to dig for a reason behind these sorts of things despite seeing that the conclusion could not be more telling. Fine, let's talk motivation. Just cut to the chase, will you? It would be helpful, after all. Zero explicitly delivered motivations in different targeted ways over the course of the afternoon. Motivations. What could have caused Sei to turn her dagger against Missy, and possibly against Forte as well? And did hearing the other motivations cause someone else to behave differently? Hopefully in turn, we might be able to get an answer to Lyle's question of what Missy might have to gain if she potentially were protecting Sei. Oh god. Discussion commence. Let's see what everyone has to say about their specific motives. My motive was... it was a photograph. My motive, along with Cannon's, was delivered shortly after our two groups parted ways. A photograph, the blood-stained portrait of a friend whom the dagger once belonged. No, I meant to continue. Missy withdrew the sheathed dagger she clung to after the second trial. I admit, I was overcome with a zealousness to confront the one we call Puppet Master, pinning the mocking photo on the wall outside the elevator with a dagger. And you just left the dagger there? How the dagger ended up on the trial grounds as the murder weapon. I can only suspect Sei discreetly retrieved it from the wall and concealed it on her person before attacking me in a state of panic. So we were able to trace the dagger's origin to you, but you claim to have left it on a wall as an ornament before entering the elevator. Fuck's sake. Correct. I still wasn't sure I could write off the conditions of Missy's wound just yet. But Missy not initially taking the dagger with her into the trial ground seems intentional somehow. Okay. Look, we know that much. Care to expand upon what the phonograph is? No, I didn't look at it. Do you want us to suspect you? For all we know, you could have been planning something from the moment you received the phonograph. Well, hang on. If Missy said she didn't see Cannon around, it's not fair to call Cannon the culprit right away. I still think there's something strange about her not being around when the lights went out. Though she claimed that she didn't take a look at... Oh, God. Though she claimed that she didn't take a look at the motive photograph, Cannon's absence during a majority of the afternoon was concerning. Let's see what everyone else has to say about their motives. Alright. Say, the announcement didn't detect any sort of gift from you. Didn't direct any sort of gift from you.
That's right.
That's true. Forte Solomon's song was announced first, and Say's announcement of nothing followed shortly. Did she react to the message in any way? She didn't react in any particular manner, no.
Nothing is only fitting for me.
Is that so? It's possible that Say being left out might have left an impression on her. Okay. And Lyle, your motive... It was the blackout, a result of my fear of the dark. Darkness? I wasn't aware something like that had occurred. Yeah, but if you don't have any remembrance of it, it might have lasted for the duration of when you were knocked out. I guess that could help with timing. I see. What does my motive have to do with the case anyway? We already discussed that me, Echo, and Guy were all together on the floor beneath the foyer. Nowhere near the trial grounds. Well, we have to assume it affected the entire building and that the group upstairs also lost their visibility. The darkness occurring has to have some bearing to the timeline of events. Say, do you recall a blackout occurring?
Yes.
I still can't believe I have to ask, but care to elaborate at all?
It's unimportant.
Is that so? But during the moment before Gaia found the flashlight, it was too dark to even see my own hands in front of my face. How would it have been possible for anyone to do anything without visibility? Based on the murder scene, we had a glaringly obvious culprit. But none of us could understand why Say would act in such a way. To make things more confusing, Say is the only one without a properly delivered motive. The timing and respective intensity of each individual's motive. It must create some volatility in our headspaces as far as I can tell. It's a little tough to follow which ones are and aren't relevant. Though, now that I think about it, what if announcing them was the purpose of the motives? What? Announcing the motives? But why would someone else's motive affect anyone but the person it's meant for? Well, I was just thinking, I didn't receive a personalized motive either, but to hear that everyone got something that would try to provoke them to murder, wouldn't that be frightening? To hear who has motives and a reason to kill, you'd feel tormented that others could turn on you. Right? That's all I can think of. Say received her motive last, at least before Lyle's blackout. In that case, we're back to square one. Say is the culprit. You just explained the reason why she would be motivated to kill, despite not receiving a personalized motive herself. She heard all the motives previous to hers, and must have been shaken by the potential of everyone turning on her. Discussion deadlock. Well, it's possible, but no buts.
If you need more proof, let's move on. With the advent of Missy's claim of Sei's attack in mind, the next topic is obvious. That is, the state of Forte's body. Yeah, the victim report was extremely non-specific, more than previous. Vague on purpose, most likely. There were an innumerable amount of stab wounds in his abdomen, like 28 stab wounds, likely from the dagger before it was finally stuck in his body. Stabbed, I thought. Cannon quickly fell silent. Something you want to share? Oh, that's right. Cannon, you didn't even see the body, did you? No, I didn't see the body. Yeah, no, she's lying. Then is something wrong? Nothing's wrong. Then why are you shocked that Forte was stabbed? You clearly know something. Lau, he's back. But please, Cannon, if you notice something odd, we need your help. Something odd. My help? It's... I shot Forte. So you have the revolver. Is that why the fucking victim report is so vague? It could have been the gunshot or it could have been the stab wound? Why? Huh? You did what? Damn it. That's what you were up to. You better explain yourself. Not only was the revolver out of Missy's hands when we met up with her, you also have no alibi whatsoever. I would hope Cannon isn't as contemptuous the person you think she is to deny information as critical as this when cornered. When cornered. But I know as well. When did you come to the foyer? And to what end did the revolver's last bullet entreat to have finally been spent? Cannon freely admitted that she caused harm to Forte, but to know why she meant to do such a thing caused an anticipation to rise in my chest. I've been suspicious of Shay for a while. I had either a strange intuition or just another strain of bad luck led me on. What made me act was finally seeing that mystery announcer in the testing chambers. Echo and Lyle discovered Gaia, the witch behind Eve. So naturally, the other encapsulated person must be Shay's connection. But what made you suspect Zero and Say had the connection to begin with? I noticed her reaction at the first Killing Game announcement. She was transfixed on that voice, as if she heard it before. It's a small detail that I couldn't shake it. From day one, I have only ever been suspicious of her. By laying low, she was playing the long game. But that plan had to backfire eventually, right? So I slipped out while Gaia, Echo, and Lyle were talking. I had to investigate my apprehensions about her. Returning to the foyer, I moved warily. But I couldn't find any trace of them on the first floor. The only thing I found was a photo on the floor and a puncture mark in the wall near the elevator. I just missed them. I noticed the elevator was at the trial grounds. I called for the elevator to follow after. Upon arrival, the doors opened and Missy was suddenly flung into the elevator cab with me. Oh? She just dropped, bloodied, and her head hung low. I thought she might have been dead. I looked in to see who her assailant was, and saw Say and Forte in the middle of a struggle. He had the dagger? Even though Forte had a dagger in his hand, Shay was the one with blood all over her hands. He must have pulled the weapon away from her just after the attack. My suspicions about Shay were confirmed. She was under our noses the whole time. Or I guess that, waiting for the right moment to strike. Missy's revolver had fallen out of her coat pocket. I grabbed it and didn't think twice. I fired towards Shay, just no hesitation. I won't hesitate, bitch. Well, I thought I did. The lights went out seconds after, and I couldn't see where my shot landed.
I couldn't run in and check either, since the elevator had shut in my face and mechanically returned me and Mishi to the foyer. I ran. A shot was fired. Mishi was unconscious, and a blackout overtook everything. Does that statement help? There we have it. A confession. What? Wait! Wait for what? Is there any reason for us to not accept this as the truth? You were literally going against Sei a minute ago. Well, no, but Cannon said she fired the revolver. A gun wound? Where? And that doesn't explain the lacerations. We still can't ignore the one thing the Monokuma file detailed for us. There have to be some relevance. It's within reason for me to doubt the fact, aren't I? Oh, I can explain that. Were you shot? What? How? What? How? Because I stabbed him in the abdomen after he was shot. What? Why? There's no use hiding it since you confessed. Truthfully, I couldn't believe it at first, but seeing how desperate she was, I ultimately wanted to help Cannon escape. Huh? After I witnessed Cannon shoot Forte from the elevator, he quickly fell and I saw his bracelet turn pink. Or she could be lying. I realized that because she wasn't with Lyle or Echo, Cannon would most likely be implicated as the culprit, so I did what I had to do. I stabbed Forte's body several times near the gunshot wound to conceal it, making it look like he had died of blood loss from lacerations rather than the gunshot. But she could be lying right now. And since I was the only one on the trial grounds, the blame would be redirected toward me. Okay, why are you confessing now, though? After all, Cannon just wants to leave just as much as the rest of us. Why not give her the advantage? No way. So Cannon became the culprit without even seeing her victim fall. A lot of ellipses. Is that it? I can't argue with that. I didn't even see whether or not he died. But you're just gonna accept it? All I know is that I fired a shot and someone ended up dead. What else is there to say? And unfortunately, as far as we know, the surrounding conditions of Forte's death are indisputable. And Sei is the only eyewitness. But is that really all there is to it? Given that I ultimately wound up in the foyer, it stands with reason that Cannon indeed visited the trial grounds, causing an elevator cab to go up and bring me back down after the assault. And you witnessed that I did not find a revolver on my person after I awoke. I can't argue with that, but listen to you. It's all been laid out on the table. On the table? I'm not hiding anything this time. You want to keep going with this discussion because the truth is hard to swallow, is that it? I have news for you. These trials are full of impossible to accept facts. I'm sorry for continuing this vicious cycle, so won't you just allow me to leave with whatever is left of my dignity? Just let me receive punishment already. No, that's not it at all. I just... Is there something that's bothering you? Just spit it up already. I couldn't help but think there was something missing. I racked my head for an answer, for something. The story just feels off to me. I just don't know why. Everything is out in the open. What else is there to deliberate? Nothing. Don't be a coward and just vote me off already. If there's no proof of another culprit, then you're just endangering yourself with an incorrect vote. I'm sure there's something else we could talk about that could save you. Cannon, don't you care that you could be executed? A lot of ellipses there. Of course I care. But who am I to argue with these facts? They're impossible to dispute. It's my punishment, isn't it? It's only fair I get what I deserve. I can't fight it. I didn't know what to think. None of us had an inkling of what truly occurred on the trial grounds. Cannon admitted that she shot Forte,
Say claimed that the shot that was what killed him. Say masked the gun wound by stabbing Forte several times, allowing Cannon a clean getaway. She could be lying though, but since Cannon unexpectedly confessed, there was no reason for Say to keep secret the fact that she disturbed the crime scene, making it appear the way she did. All I could do is take their word as truth, right? Cannon and Say's testimonies were the only things we had to work with, yet I couldn't help but feel like there was much more to this. I was struggling to find the truth in this trial, but would it lead me to a dead end? A dead end? But she said something like that when I went with her and Forte for the first time. Oh? Right. We ran into a dead end of sorts when we were investigating the courtroom. We couldn't find Zero or any of her hints. And then, when we were all killed one by one shortly thereafter. But something inexplicable occurred as my consciousness faded. I returned to the time before we split into two groups. Alright, this is interesting. This time, when I went with Lyle's group, I had information I never could have known if I didn't go in Missy's group first. I knew the testing chamber's code somehow, and that Pandora's incubated sister was Gaia, the ultimate cartographer. What, are we gonna just die? Was it possible that I needed to pursue this dead end? That's what the second one is. I grit my teeth. I had an absurd idea. The discussion is over. There's nothing wrong. Cannon is the culprit. I looked over at my classmates who all had the same painted startled expression at my finality of my decision. We're all about to fucking die! He really said, alright, okay, clearly this is a dead end, so I'ma just die and take everyone with me, I guess. Holy shit! Nah, I die. Like, oh my god. All of them were shocked except Say. That's right. Nothing is wrong. Zero silently obliged, calling forward the vote screens to the other students. Everyone was dumbfounded, but with no other option laid before them, only one vote was to be made. So, we were fucking wrong. Class trial adjourned.
Widerson Cannon. Thanks for all your hard work.
The room shook as the walls behind Cannon opened up to reveal its dark depths. Cannon simply turned from her place at the stands and walked into the shadow. This is it. I fled from the stand, my feet pounding as they carried me toward the hallway beyond the walls. Oh! Okay, so it was Cannon then. I guess. I thought everyone was about to be executed. But no, we're just gonna fucking die too. What on earth are you doing? I paid no attention to Gaia's call. I was pursuing the dead end. That dead end. Nah, I'd die. I slipped in. Gaia's startled exclamation along with the others' shocked cries echoing through the halls just before the walls shut. My head was thrashing from fear. Each breath I took was heavier than the last. I threw myself into an execution! Oh my god, I'm actually kind of loving this. Cannon! I cautiously stepped forward. A veil of darkness caused me to lose all my bearings. Echo, what the hell are you doing here? I blindly chased after Cannon's voice, each step taking enormous effort as I fought against my instincts of self-preservation. This isn't right. What do you mean? You all voted for this. This is my punishment, isn't it? I was closing in on her.
That's right. This is your punishment. This is everyone's punishment.
Wait, what? So we did get it wrong. Whirling machinery clicked into place as bursts of light flooded the room. The powerful lights bled through my closed eyelids, burning the back of my head. With each flash, the sound of objects darting through the air hit the floor before us, each shot approaching our very location. No! No, no, no! Cannon's cry pealed out amidst the sound of gunfire? Oh, shit. All I could see between the firing shots was the silhouette of her body convulse violently, each hit pulling her body apart. A sharp object narrowly darted past me, tearing through my coat and breaking skin. Blood began to ooze from the cut. I heard cannon collapse before me. Collapse? I started toward the sound and tried to find her, guiding my hand through the veil darkness in vain. Pin pricks met my hand. Needles? Poison needles? I felt around at the ground and picked one up. It was a small, near-invisible thing on its own, but when shot at high speeds, the needles became lethal. Another series of flashes fired up, blinding me. Between flashes, I saw the mangled body that used to be Cannon, now a disfigured, bloody mass. The metallic taste of blood filled my mouth, and I began to choke. A sharp pain melted its way through me. Oh, through me throat? Through me throat! Through me my throat. I buckled immediately. Pangs of anguish overwhelmed my senses. If I was wrong about this, if I was terribly, absurdly, ridiculously wrong, then I just put my life in danger for nothing. But... Following this dead end, there had to be something strange. I lost grip on the situation. I only felt pain. The terrible sensation sank into my blood. An inflaming ache rushed through every inch of my body. How far back are we going? If there's something bothering you, just spit it out already. I grasped for my throat. My skin was undamaged. Only the startling phantom pain of a needle that pierced my throat remained. I wiped the sweat from my brow and met the gaze of concerned faces staring back from my exclamation. Cannon, alive once more, rivaled my panicked gaze with her own stoic expression just a few feet away from me. She was still waiting for our vote. Are you okay? Swallowing hard, I finally realized the purpose of these harrowing, strange occurrences. They gave me a glimpse of everything that could go wrong. Somehow, I managed to escape death twice. Re-zero. Danganronpa Relapse. Why was I able to experience an alternate history like that? I couldn't begin to fathom an explanation. Oh my god, yes! We're so back! I was trembling. My heart was hammering in my chest. But if this were anything like the moment before entering the testing chambers, I steadied my breathing. There had to be something useful in that moment of time between coming to a consensus on the culprit and being executed. If I gather what I learned from the two occurrences ending in death, perhaps I could put a picture together a picture of what could have occurred. Sorry. As far as the group was aware, the only clues we had to work with were found on the crime scene. Sorry, and there weren't many to begin with. I'm really bad at reading, apparently. Forte's body had multiple lacerations clustered in one small area, due to say hiding the gunshot wound inflicted by Cannon. He also had a small pool of blood near the back of his head. However, the other source of blood near the back of his head was what bothered me. Secret hallway? Okay, so there was blunt force at the back of his head, then. Did he slam the back of his head against the floor really, really hard in order to die? To save Cannon? Nothing clearly visible caused the injury. I didn't know how to explain the life-saving phenomenon I just experienced, but I knew I had to take the opportunity it gave me to find the truth. Look, I still don't think we have the full picture. Please, I can't vote for Cannon. Cho, you're implicating Shay as well. Not exactly, but her presence is important. If you think something's missing, then shout it out. We won't know what's going on in that head of yours if you keep stopping the trial for no reason. That's the problem. I don't know where to start. I couldn't yet sway the group from the absurd notion that Cannon would be wrongfully executed. I didn't have the means to explain how I knew such a thing. I just think we ought to continue deliberating the details. There's something bothering me. If you could just entertain me with this, I'd like to further address the lacerations. While Cannon admitted she shot Forte, she couldn't have known whether or not it was the shot that killed him for certain.
I saw her shoot him.
But let's say the shot itself didn't kill him right away. As far as I could tell, the stab wounds and the subsequent hidden gun wound weren't near his vitals. They were around his lower abdomen. And remember, the condition for lifting the darkness was to kill. Cannon, when did the lights go out? They went out seconds after I fired, and just before the elevator doors closed on me. The elevator was still working though. I couldn't see a thing, but I felt the cab move, bringing me back down to the foyer without a hitch. After I arrived at the foyer level, I waited out the darkness in the elevator cab before running off to the atrium. She waited out the darkness, and the darkness fell seconds after she fired. Lyle, we were just as immobilized in the testing chambers as Cannon was in the elevator cab, and had to wait out the darkness as well, so that means Forte wasn't killed instantly. Say must have taken advantage of his injured state, taken a dagger from him with little resistance, and retaliated. He must have fallen weak from Cannon's chance shot, and when the lights went out, Say stabbed him, finishing him off to lift the darkness. Actually, I'm kind of curious. We still don't have this other one. In that case, what you said about covering for Cannon was a lie. Yeah, what I was thinking before. So you really stabbed Forte to death?
Missy knows it. Cannon saw it too.
I saw?
I turned the dagger on Missy first. Scar to prove it. Forte would be next.
What are you talking about? I only saw Forte with the dagger, fishing off against you. Then when did Say acquire the dagger?
If Forte didn't push Missy away in time, she would have fallen instead.
Sorry, no, you can't mean that. Sorry, I got a notification from my Uber Eats, so we got like 2 minutes before it gets here.
Then why not? I planned an attack after I saw you pin the dagger to the wall. I took it.
If you were planning to attack, why didn't you do so when sooner? You had a perfect opportune time when we were all in the elevator going to the trial grounds. Sorry.
You're asking why I didn't attack sooner?
What was stopping you from doing so at every private opportunity? Okay, slow down. I'm challenging you to convince me of your malicious intent. It's not something I wish to hear, but it doesn't make that doesn't make sense. Why would Shay protect me, only to endanger herself? That's enough. We're not getting anywhere like this. But this is discussion. It's impossible to make heads or tails of it. Is the is supposed to be there? I don't think it is. We had a culprit pinned from the start, Say. But we drew out the trial only for Cannon to take ownership of a hidden gun wound, and now we're back to square one. Say met the requirements for lifting the darkness and hid the gun wound so we would vote wrong. Neither me, Missy, nor Echo were at the scene, so basing our conjecture on the testimonies of the two most suspicious people is it's impossible. Damn it. How could we even how could we possibly find the truth based on their words and word alone? I understood Lyle's frustration, but bearing all discussion so far, there has always been an obvious culprit staring right at our face, but something inside me kept resisting the easy answer. I simply couldn't accept Say as the culprit. I had to think. Those strange occurrences ending in death, I learned something I would not have. We gotta do it again! With no tangible proof of what I needed to express, I put faith in the facts learned from my memories of the events, ultimate memory, hoping something would work out. I put my faith in believing no one here could kill. Not after what happened twice already. Just why did I experience those strange occurrences? In the two scenarios, my life was gravely threatened. Here we go again! And yet I stood here, with the memories of those events. After all, they had to happen for a reason, right? It was far-fetched, but I had to utilize what I had learned, with hopes that the facts learned would guide me in the right direction. Hopes? god. I have to think about what I've come to know. Information I learned when we visited Cyrus's room. It was about the killing game. The game was an experiment to see who would survive and win to overcome the other ultimate students. In the game, participants were paired with other close students to create friction between relations. The game was set up to sow chaos and disorder. Sei was listed alongside the former student Akihiko, now known to us as Zero. After Missy, Forte, and I came to a dead end in our search, we discovered Cannon had been killed. Missy and Forte fell shortly after. Then I, the last one standing, heard the assailant say. She pleaded for escape, but in my near-death haze, I could recall Zero himself telling Sei, "You don't want the prize." That even after eliminating everyone, killing wasn't the answer. I was whisked back in time somehow, back to the decision that would bring me to this point alive. Those were the things I'd learned before falling to my demise. Falling for a sparse moment, that is. Finding new life mysteriously breathed into me, I wanted a different path, utilizing information that I learned from my previous experience. And that information had led us, here to contemplate another murder. Foolish to think that the experience would be my last, as I would come to live near death once again, when our discussion became deadlocked. This time, I risked emulating that strange dead-end occurrence to pursue the thing I believed was missing from Forte's murder. It was a brief experience, but I saw the method Zero used to dispose of Cannon. Small, near-invisible needles shot at high speed. Was it the needles? And little else before returning here. Was it the needles? The truth felt close, but I felt an apprehension rising in my chest. Sei, tell me, what happened after Cannon shot Forte? I think my food just got here. Yeah. My food just got here. Let's take a mini break. I'll be right back. I'm gonna go use the restroom. I'm gonna go grab my food real quick, and then we're gonna continue. God, this is so interesting. I'm actually really excited to see where this goes.
Sorry about that. Oh, now I gotta fix this. Hold on. Sorry about that. I'm back. I basically had to just grab my food real quick. Got like carne asada fries. What kind of carne asada fries? I replaced it with chicken and like guava juice. Yeah. Let me take a bite of this before we actually continue. I was just in the mood for carne asada fries, is why. Sorry, let me take one more bite of this. I'm waiting for...
I'm waiting for the stream to catch up for some reason. There we go, it's working. Alright, let's continue. What happened after Cannon shot Forte?
What happened? I stabbed Forte. How many times do I have to tell you?
You stabbed Forte, but did you kill him?
Isn't it obvious?
It's not. Cannon claims that before she shot you, Forte was the last one in possession of the dagger. The lights went out shortly after, and from that point, no one can really say who had the dagger. And though the dagger was plunged into Forte's abdomen, giving the impression of it being the murder weapon, I can't help but think otherwise. Primarily because of the scenario we found ourselves in. There was a constant pressure put upon us with personalized motives spread throughout our exploration. That is, until Lyle's final personalized motive. With a heavy darkness to stoke our fear, we would be scrambling until someone acted maliciously from the previous set pressure. But I couldn't even see my own hand in front of my face, let alone begin to think of a plan to kill and get away with it. So to carry it out to fruition would be near impossible. If the entire building was indeed plunged in such thick darkness, I can't help but think, how could any of us have killed Forte? Okay, hold on. Are you about to say the other people in the chamber, in the testing chamber, are also technically participants? So they could also be considered black-ins or like victims, like viable choice?
That's interesting phrasing.
Yeah. What do you want to? Recall when our group split, Zero said something interesting.
So you all decided to split up, huh? That's alright, no sweat off my back. Figuratively speaking, obviously. Thanks to your fancy bracelets, I can still locate where you are. There's no escaping for you quite yet.
Zero escape. It seems he's able to know our whereabouts within the building. In this case, he was able to locate us from our bracelets.
Are you implying Zero has taken moves to actively, though discreetly, participate in the game with us?
It would explain why he was so fucking vocal in the first trial and helping us out in the first trial. He was a fucking participant this whole time. He's one of us. One of us. One of us. God, that's so interesting, actually. There's no going back. We really are the ultimate memory. Yes. I believe Zero might have had a hand in killing Forte.
That's nonsense.
Have you lost your mind? Where are you getting this theory? I want to know. I know you want us to entertain you, but this is a little too much, isn't it? Lyle, please. I know it's a lot to ask, but I want you to trust me.
I like to hear where you're getting this funny idea as well, Echo.
Lyle's intense leer burned through me, but he fell silent and allowed me to continue. Must be observing my next unpredictable move, just like when I suggested knowing the testing chamber's code. Zero idly gazed back at me, a complete poker face masking whatever scheme he was plotting. I felt a strange sense of conviction, that connecting an execution method with the mysterious pool of blood that was behind Forte's head would lead me to the answer I was seeking. I had to use what I'd learned from Cannon's execution dead end, the fact that Zero prepared a barrage of needles. It's like Missy said, the more he talks, the faster his options will diminish. If Zero is readying himself for an explanation, this is my opening to draw something out of him. Zero, I want the truth. The truth that you're the one behind this.
The truth? Let's see if you can find it.
Discussion commence. Here we go.
You're making a ridiculous accusation,
You know. He won't beat the accusations.
How could I possibly kill the student? I can only operate from within the courtroom.
Zero is goading me. His voice is unwavering, but there's a statement somewhere that I can use. Oh, okay, we're doing that. Alright, I see. Alright. Making a ridiculous accusation, you know. I can only operate from within the courtroom. Yes, as far as we've seen, you can only operate from within the courtroom. But that's where the body turned up, isn't it? That much was obvious. The announcement summoned us to the courtroom, and there's no evidence of the crime being moved from one place to another. Okay.
What weapon do you suppose I could have killed him with? The only weapon available was the dagger. Say admitted to using it. And I definitely didn't electrocute or use supersonic on anyone this time around. Face it, there's nothing in the courtroom that shows I had anything to do with this.
The location. What do I have to... What do I click on? Do I wait? Like... Or was I supposed to go through once and then I can click on something, right? It's true that there's nothing in the courtroom. But there are things beyond the courtroom walls. They're in the walls. Namely, the tools used for executions that you clearly have some agency over. You conveniently omitted the cause of death because it would have implicated someone not from our group. God. God, why am I getting a call now? Hold on, give me a minute. Hello? Yeah? Okay. Alright. Sorry, hold on, I gotta send a text now. Alright, sorry about that. Let's continue. Hopefully I'll be able to continue the stream. It is my grandpa's birthday, and my parents just let me know, or I guess kind of reminded me, or just like let me know that we're gonna go visit him. So we're gonna see how far we can get. Let's see if we can at least finish chapter 4. Based on what everyone else knows, it sounds far-fetched, but to me, it was the only thing that made perfect sense. Zeus seemingly had no power in the courtroom, proven by the fact that during the past two trials, the hologram's purpose had been purely cosmetic. That said, the machinery hiding behind the trial walls themselves could very well suffice not only as tools for executions, but for murder in of itself.
That's how it's gonna be, huh? So, are you implying I took Forte beyond the walls, executed him, and dumped the body back out? Why wouldn't I just execute him and leave his body with the rest of the punished students? You didn't do anything to receive an execution anyway. I'm not so heartless, you know.
No, wait. You're missing a piece in your argument. Echo, this discussion's going nowhere. What would Zero even have? What would Zero even have to gain from participating?
I have nothing to gain from intervening.
To protect Sei?
And in my position, I certainly have nothing to lose.
If the ultimate prize is so desirable that even an arbiter of the game would want to win it, why didn't Zero simply eliminate us from the start? Mal brought up a good point. I haven't unearthed anything useful from Zero yet, and it's within that reason that if Zero wanted the prize as well, we wouldn't have survived this long. So there has to be a reason why. Neko, this discussion's going nowhere. What would Zero even have to gain from participating?
I have nothing to gain from intervening.
It's not that?
In my current position,
I got what? God.
I certainly have nothing to lose.
Hang on. Yeah, okay, I called it. It has to be Sei. It has to be Sei. Hang on. Nothing to lose. The location method was clear to me, but the motivation stumped me. I had to concentrate. If Zero truly had nothing to gain by executing us all, why did he only now carry out a plan to murder one of the game's participants? If he had nothing to gain, there must be something he didn't want to lose. Something he wanted to keep. Say, something or someone. There we go. Zero and Sei, they have some sort of connection. That very connection could become the motive I'm looking for. Canon noted seeing Forte and with the dagger at last, just before the lights went out, and since Sei is unscathed and the room showed no signs of a gunshot in the wall, it's clear Forte must have taken the shot. If Forte had the dagger the entire time, he could have just used it against Sei, and if Zero were observing his offense against her, then he would have a reason to consider Forte a threat to Sei. That has to be it. It's impossible for me to assert with any certainty what exactly occurred in the courtroom. However, I can think of a reason why it happened.
Yeah, right.
And it's not for the ultimate prize. Like Lyle said, if the ultimate prize was so desirable, why wouldn't Zero get rid of us all from the beginning? In that case, winning the ultimate prize has nothing to do why Zero acted. Although he isn't strictly a participant, he's still involved. The involvement. There's something connecting us as the participants to him as the overseer. Lyle, you have something very important that will complete the picture. The note. It reads, if you recognize one of the symbols depicted, then you finally found me and are safe. Please do not speak of this note's existence. Trust no one but yourself. Lyle discovered this note in the pantry after seeing Sei duck in there for a brief moment. That's right! Sei must have known something as early as the third day. No, even earlier since Zero's emblem was shown on the second day. It's like Canon said. When the Killing Game announcement came on, Sei must have been clued in on the person behind it. He's known all this time and played us for fools by ducking out of the confrontation. Sei is the other insider. A student profile didn't explicitly document any involvement in the game, but the files were paired along with Akihiko's, the one we're currently called Zero. On that second day, when Zero summoned us to the atrium to present a special gift, this note must have been it. Yeah, she went there. Based on what we know, it's clear that Sei must have some insight on who Zero is. I assure you it's quite based. However, thinking of Sei, but instead thinking of Sei was a spy within our ranks conniving with Zero to plot against us. Zero is the one trying to bridge the gap between the participants and Arbiter to intervene with Sei's safety. Huh? Wait. Even if that's the case, why would Sei go out of her way to direct the attention of implicating herself as the culprit? Isn't an action in diametric opposition to what you're implying?
No, I killed Forte. He deserved it after all.
She would be forsaking her own safety by placing the blame on herself. The false culprit causing us to vote incorrectly and inevitably causing all of us to die.
Zero has nothing to do with it.
What Sei did to Forte during this trial was all on her own volition. shattering the connection between her and Zero. If he failed to kill the keeper safe, she completely threw the sentiment out the window. I feel like we're about to have a Byakuya arc with Lyle. Byakuya redemption.
I'm the only culprit. Vote for me.
Well, Zero, what do you have to say about all this?
You'll never know the answer if you don't vote.
I'm sorry, were you always an option for us to vote for? No, not until now at the very least.
If Sei confessed, what's stopping you from accepting her judgment as truth? You want to believe your friend, don't you?
What's stopping me? I want to believe she could never do something like that. We've known her for 5 days, Echo.
That's it? Just like your completely out of this world conjecture about me interfering, you have no tangible basis to trust her either. Such irresponsible thinking could lead you to an execution, you know.
Zero wasn't going to be shaken so easily. But the fact that his arguments are lofty and just as intangible gave me some solace that I could turn this trial around. I could do so by focusing on the subject of his motivation. Say, I'm not going to vote for you. What? You're the only one who knows what happened for certain. A lot of ellipses, so please tell us why. Why are you trying so hard to make us vote incorrectly? You can't possibly want us all to get executed, do you? Willing to die for a friend. That's exactly what I want. Oh, okay, oh my god, play Hasegawa's theme. Oh my god, hold on, give me a minute. Hello? Okay, give me a minute. Let me see if I can get music playing. I was about to say, she's on her Hasegawa crash out arc. On her Hasegawa crash out arc.
Complete execution.
Actual crash out arc. Here we go. Alright. I gotta help my family carry something real quick. I'll be right back. sorry about that. I'm back. Alright, let's continue. I want to get through chapter 4 at least before I have to leave. Hasagawa crush out.
And now Kana admitted to something she didn't do. I went for it for the sake of redirecting the vote. Regardless if you vote for her or voted for me, it was gonna be wrong, and we'd all face execution. We'd be finally free from this horrible game.
Say, you can't possibly believe leading us to our demise is the right answer.
Why not? I hate it. I hate it. Pandora is gone. Art is gone. Cyrus is gone. Ashley is gone.
You've known them for like 3-4 days.
And now Forte is gone. Because of me. I can't stand any of this. The pain, the suffering. It's endless. Zero killed Forte to protect me, but I don't care. I don't know who Zero is anymore. I came all this way to find the shell of someone I knew. But when will this nightmare end? When can we escape? Even if we don't kill, someone dies and we're still stuck. We're trapped. I'm tired of believing in something that will never happen. I have nothing to lose and nothing to gain. What? Why? Keep going. That's the point. Oh, sorry. Why keep going? What's the point of fighting? Everyone is slipping out of my fingers. I'll be left alone.
Alone? Say, look around you. You're not alone.
What?
You have nothing. You say you have nothing left to lose, but what about the people standing before you? We aren't enduring the pain, the guilt, the torment of surviving for nothing.
Endure it? Survival?
Please, we can figure this out together.
It's pointless at the 11th hour. So what? Our endurance is worthless?
Oh shit. Say is spiraling. I need to convince her that she's not alone. That this fight is worth fighting, alright? Do we just argue? Oh shit! Nope. Okay, I didn't expect this. Is this the end game, actually? Hold on. Shut the fuck up, Say. But a complete execution won't solve the problem. There's another way. I'm certain of it. There must be, so please help me.
No, I can't.
I can't stand it. I can't read all this. I'm just gonna let it roll. I'm just gonna just keep talking, Say. Shut the fuck up. Forget. I want to... Sorry. Sorry, that took me out of it for a second. Shut the fuck up, Say. Forget. I want to stop this game too, but we shouldn't forget the turmoil our friends went through. Pandora, Art, Ashley, and Forte. We can't simply abandon our memories of them in the past. I'm not going to stop the game by voting for you. I'm not going to abandon my memory of you either. Okay. We've known her for 5 days, Echo. Hopeless. Useless. That's not true. The truth of hopelessness was staring us right in the face. Oh, was staring us straight in the face. There was no denying it. Okay. But I felt a desire to combat the terror that hung over us. And above all, after experiencing what Sei did to us, out of desperation, I felt a responsibility to vouch for her innocence. The only way I knew how. Sei, you're not alone. You're here with us, as our friend. And you're not alone in feeling scared and hopeless. Everyone's trying their best to keep their heads above the water. I don't know what will happen after this, or if we'll even make it out, but we have to try.
But I did a horrible thing to Forte. Isn't this ending what I deserve?
It's not your fault.
How can you know that?
I believe you. Please, I don't want to see us go through anything like this again, so you're the only one who knows for certain who the culprit is. The game will surely be over after we uncover this last truth. We still gotta be here for 2 more days, Echo. After all, you didn't kill Forte.
How could I? Of course I didn't kill him. So scared. Echo was right about the motives. The fact that little by little everyone was being pushed some way or another into distress. I felt the pressure mounting. Who was to know what sort of motive would be delivered? I took the dagger to protect myself. I couldn't possibly know what was going on in anyone's head after those motives, could I? I wasn't even relieved that I didn't get a motive because I didn't help but think about everyone else's. That everyone would be given a reason to turn on one another. And if Forte said he would take matters into his own hands, I feared for my life. I froze and I slashed at Missy and he overtook the dagger.
Excuse me? So, why the fuck would Forte say this?
What Cannon saw was half the story. He did appear to have the advantage over me. It was just performance. A performance for the only possible person in the audience.
It was all an act on his part then?
The lights went out.
Darkness, Lyle's gift, direct from his fears to you. Only murder will lift the darkness.
What the? Forte and I were plunged in.
You know what? I'm just gonna read the blue text normally. Forte and I were plunged into a never-ending darkness, and even though I hadn't moved, I couldn't tell where the floor was. But somehow, he found me. Don't move a muscle. And it seemed he quickly took action to meet the lifting condition. Finally, Forte pointed the dagger at my throat. I could feel the chilling cold steel just inches away.
Finally.
Thought time had stopped. Forte was still as stone, with the dagger poised for my end. He whispered something so low I thought I'd imagined it. A stage where every man must play a part, and mine a sad one. Did he know he was gonna die? Or did he say that because he was gonna kill someone?
Then Forte just fell. And the lights turned on, I saw his body lying face up. A small pool of blood was forming behind his head.
Were you guys not on the ground, or was he just standing right in front of you?
And I looked up to see the trial grounds walls close steadily, and the Zero hologram with this awful, satisfied expression. He made a gesture, like he was holding an invisible camera. Zero clued me in on who he was going to mark as the culprit, even though Zero killed Forte himself. Zero planned to manipulate the outcome of this trial. I could see the trial play out in my head. Forte's gun wound would have been the decisive clue. The pool behind his head probably thought to be just from falling impact. Couldn't believe it. Forte was killed because of me, and Cannon was going to be framed because of me.
And he decided to fucking lean into it?
I picked the dagger Forte dropped. If the true culprit was never going to be found, he was going to make the trial easy and direct blame toward me so the wrong vote and executions could happen right away. Then, we wouldn't have to suffer a long trial. And this dreadful game could finally come to an end. After all, it's my fault Forte was pushed to do such a thing to himself. Killing is the only answer here, so he's forced into a corner, using me as bait to sacrifice himself to Zero.
So, it was bait? He was rage baiting Zero.
He went through those lengths for me. Why didn't he just kill me and be done with it?
Alright, this is actually an interesting twist on the mastermind doing the murder, in all honesty.
I couldn't understand what had happened. So I thought if I could lead the child to an incorrect vote, then the game would end without me having to do that terrible thing. And we'd be freed from this trap. But Zero saved me.
He took you out of harm's path. At least, that's what he thought he was doing. Say, you knew that he was trying to manipulate the blame off you. So why did you still try to redirect the vote towards yourself?
Because I have nothing else to look forward to. I ended up here for one reason or another, and all the signs have pointed toward demise. Because even after all that, whoever that Zero is, he isn't my friend anymore. Now, I have nothing.
Say, you must know by now that we're here for you. We've known each other for less than a week. Missy's right. We've been trapped. That much is certain, but we're not isolated. We have each other, and together we can help each other build up hope for escape. You don't need to act alone. Lava ellipses. Akihiko, we wanted to shave someone. We both wanted to shave someone. You truly think this was the answer, did you? You don't truly think this was the answer, do you? Sorry. Manipulating the trial like this, it's unruly.
Akihiko isn't here anymore. Since giving himself up to the game, his consciousness has been long gone. Being so disillusioned by the way he and his fellow Ultimates are treated, he dropped everything and let himself be consumed with despair. It's poetic, isn't it? He gave himself up because this game is the only thing he can cling to. It gave him purpose. In fact, Gaia's also holding on to the game. Can you really trust her? After all, she oversaw the game just as I am, before you released her, that is. All she did was watch and let Pandora die.
You have no idea the sacrifice I went through. I sheave at the idea you think I idled and watched her die.
And what have you done since to prevent it? You didn't try to stop her assailant like I did, did you?
But then doesn't that acknowledge that you also stopped, Sei's assailant in order to protect her?
So, do you think Gaia's on your side? Spouting empty sentiment and rolling over? Doing nothing but watch the game carelessly take lives?
Well, obviously Gaia could mean hope. Could be symbolizing hope, and Akihiko could be symbolizing despair in this moment, I guess. But, she's hope without action. Despair with action.
I'll tell you what. Your friend Gaia here did something very interesting.
You should dare demonize what I did.
Excuse me, I never killed anyone in my game.
So yeah, there was another killing game then.
You, on the other hand, why, you disgust me. I invited you to open the foyer door so one of these fools could deliver your punishment. They have no reason to trust you after all. There are no rules, save for one. Those who kill should not get away with it. Let me give it one more try. Gaia isn't your friend. Not a chance. She has played this game once before and will do anything to keep herself from losing going forward.
She's played these games before. I played these games before. Sorry, give me a minute here. Alright, let's continue.
Even from the winner's circle, she did what she could to gain the advantage.
Winner's circle?
She's the one who trapped you in this ship.
We're on a ship? It really is their escape. We're on a fucking boat.
Shit. Even if someone won this game, there'd be nowhere to go. You're completely sealed in. Left to die in isolation, confined in these walls. It's crazy, isn't it? In fact, Trapping you all may be a ploy for her to kill again. Why not? It'll prove once more that she's deserving of being called an ultimate.
You don't understand. I did what I had to do.
Oh, of course I don't understand. You're the one giving hope to these people, yet all you've done is cause trouble. Unfortunately for you, I control what occurs in this vicious cycle. And I'm using this power to say...
You say? You should have never brought me here in the first place.
Oh god. So yeah, is it his consciousness coming back?
I was tricked. This game is a farce. I won the killing game that preceded this one and received the ultimate prize. The prize of a lifetime of suffering.
Oh, okay. I see where Ashley is coming from now. Being an ultimate in a Danganronpa game just fucking sucks no matter what you do. Now I see what Ashley means. Ultimate level trouble. Yep.
That's the prize? The prize. Within a group of incredibly talented individuals, should someone defeat their fellow ultimate students and come out on top, their efforts and achievements would be highly prized, wouldn't they? To see who would come out on top, that was the experiment of the Preservation Project was conducting.
That's the experiment?
The project wanted to gather the very best of the best, for the sake of the future, as it were.
Hey Josh, doing pretty good so far. Welcome to the stream. Welcome, welcome. We've hit a massive plot point. Also, I'm not sure yet, but I may have to end the stream early because I gotta go visit my grandpa, for his birthday. But I want to see if we can get through chapter 4 first, at the very least. This is technically chapter 4, but it's still trial 3. It's weird how the game does its chapters.
The Despair program has ruined whatever semblance of Akihiko remained, creating this Zero persona. Zero was the false name you ran under in the previous game, after all.
That's a fake name he came up with originally?
It's no surprise to me that it's being used again under the guise of a killing game operator. Despite that, Akihiko's will to protect Sei persists in the Zero memory. Forte must have taken the risk to see whether or not the entity connected to Sei would act.
That was his plan?
I hardly recognize him anymore. His voice is the same, Monokuma-like and all, but I don't know who that is anymore. So traceless.
That's right. He's a shell of his former self. The game and all its terrors now inhabit the ultimate radio host. Aki wanted to erase the wrongdoing he committed in this game and... Ready?
85. Oh my god. 815165. Oh fuck. No. Stop! I need that. I need to write that down. Hold on. Write that down. I don't have paper. I'm just gonna have to write it on the back of something. Write that down. 815165. 815165. 0000. Alright, write that down!
Mr. Pop.
The hologram crackled in and out. The program was fighting itself right before our very eyes. The game's got it. Oh, wait, is he coming back?
Your efforts are wasted! Gave yourself up to despair, and yet you still try to deliver a signal of hope? Despair? Hope?
Right.
You defiled your own actions. The very self-preservation actions that saved you in the last game. What happened to selfishness?
So,
I'll bury you.
the arbiter we call Zero was fighting itself. Its current form and a former form, trying to make sense of its own actions. 011001000 011001001 0111 0011 0111 0000 011 00001 011 01001 0111 0010. I really hope we don't have to write that down. What's happening?
A conflict we cannot control. I have a last-ditch effort prepared. If you can not just overcome the darkness.
The lights shuddered as we watched Zero's fight unfold. The Zero entity fought its way to dominance, greeting us with its haunting grin.
Well. I guess he caught me, eh? Fine, the jig is up. I won't resist since I've been thoroughly caught in the act by some triumph of hope or whatever nonsense you want to admit it.
God.
After all, I wouldn't be doing your efforts justice to keep fighting back after you went through so much trouble. Must have been some rotten luck that you got out of this one, huh? Who are you, Echo? I don't know how you, a talentless nobody, managed to realize the trick I pulled off. By all accounts, you should have all been executed by now. If it all went according to my manipulation, Cannon should be a pincushion, and the rest of you dropped into an incinerator.
An incinerator?
Although, what's stopping me from letting that happen? I'll execute myself and bring you all with me.
Don't you dare!
This is the last show with your host, Zero, signing off today's cast with an eternal dead air.
The lights bloomed violently, oversaturating the trial grounds with a blast of glaring heat. Oh my god, are you fucking kidding me? Are we in a giant incinerator? It really is just Zero escape. Damn it, no. A tremor tore through the room. The sound of metal creaking filled the halls, and the lights flickered dizzyingly as we all struggled to gain footing. Everyone, get down and cover your head and neck. God, hold on, I can't do the voices right now. We all dove to the floor, each quake jolting us to and fro with ease. Katunk. The shaking came down to a low rumble, and the ground eventually settled into stillness once more. The lights returned to a dim glow, and the five of us cautiously rose to our feet. The trial grounds were quiet. Where's that bastard Zero? Kalal leapt to his feet, darting around the trial grounds for signs of the Arbiter. Are you alright? A concerned static-filled hologram of Gaia illuminated the room. We're fine, no thanks to you. I'm sorry, I didn't anticipate the superstructure would have yet buckled under pressure, but seeing as Zero overloaded the systems, the adverse effect of his self-inflicted execution may have sped up the process. What are you talking about? It doesn't explain where you were and why you're never helpful. Lyle, come on, we're all fine, aren't we? I helped Cannon to her feet, as Missy did the same with Say. Are you alright, okay, Cannon? A little shaky, but I'm in one piece. The One Piece! The One Piece is Thanks. Missy, Say? We're alright. That's a relief to hear. So that's it, right? Huh? Zero's gone. The game is over. We're done here, aren't we? We're still trapped in a boat. And a ship. In the middle of bumfuck nowhere ocean. Like, we're still fucked. So let's get the hell out of here. Hang on. Sure, he's gone, but there's still so many more unanswered questions. First of all, he said we were on a ship. Even if we get out, we're still stuck drifting out on sea. Yeah, me and Echo. If there was a wholly unknown testing chambers below us this entire time, it's within reason that there's a hem hidden somewhere as well. Gaia, was it? You said you were responsible for such a thing. Is this true? Gaia sighed. I'll answer your questions in due time in Chapter 5. For now, I would like to ask you all rest for a spell before coming down to the testing chambers. So is he actually dead? It's been a long few days for you all. Yeah? What? And let you jump ship through a concealed exit passageway while our guard is down? No way. Well, I understand your desire to push forward, but a break would allow us to sort our thoughts. Please, I'm not going anywhere. I will await your arrival. Gaia's hologram chips out as the rest of us shuffled idly. Lyle huffs and shrugs as he made his way to the elevator. Looks like that was the end. There was no vote, no execution. I mean, technically it wasn't. Just the end. Although Zero's destruction proved some relief, I still felt uneasy. Oh god. I still left uneasy. There was still so much uncertainty that was lurking before us. I sighed. The rest of us filed Lyle onto the elevator, and together we returned to the foyer. Together! Us remaining 5 students left the trial grounds in the shadows. For good. Was that chapter 4? Okay, yeah. Down to half the cast now. Are these gonna be our 5 survivors, or is there still one more? There's still a chapter 5. Chapter 4, Endless and Unfamiliar. So that's why they made it an anchor. Lyle, Missy, Cannon, Say, and myself. Only 5 of us remain. Our group, cut brutally in half by the time we were by the game we were forced to participate in, found its final survivors. The final guys and girls. Let's go. In that very same order, we trudged out of the elevator cab and returned to the foyer. I'm going ahead. Don't wait up. I want answers. Gaia had better fess up about all this. Hang on, Lyle. I want to talk to her first. Alone. Why? I just need to know why she gave me a talent. How could she know something like that? Something I'm not even aware of. Why me? Please, I need to know what's going on. There has to be a reason we specifically were brought here, because we were talentless before we ended up here. She's also a shifter. She's also a shifter and she saw us being the key to solving this whole thing and stopping the preservation project. Alright. But being an ultimate student isn't all it's talked up to be. It's a world of misfortune. Case in point, look the fuck around you. I know. Lyle shuffled off toward the foyer door's entryway. The rest of the students stood by as well. It seemed no one else was quite ready to go down, sorry. I wonder what was going through everyone's minds right now. Okay, we talked to everyone. Say. Are you okay? My best friend was turned into an evil AI. Forced me into a killing game with a bunch of innocent people. And died trying to protect me while also still trying to fight their evil self and failed and then just died. What the fuck do you think? I'm sorry. I didn't know what to do. I didn't know anyone cared. We do? The only answer I could see was to have it all come to an end, once and for all. If we died, then no, we wouldn't have to suffer anymore. It would be an easy way out, but through that suffering, we'll find things to live for as well. I'm sorry again. You don't have to be sorry. I understand it must have been frightening to be alone. I mean, I'm right there with you. But we're not alone now. You have me, Lyle, Missy, and Cannon. And this brick wall that was erected up between us. Say turned to me with a gentle smile. I returned the small gesture. We'll be okay. We'll make it out of here soon enough. It's strange.
When you say we'll be okay, feels like it could be true. But what comes next?
I don't know. I want to see Ashley's father. I think I have a responsibility to tell him what happened to her. And after that, I sighed. Well, one thing at a time. Let's just try to put all this behind us for now and focus on escaping. Sei nodded.
Thank you, Echo.
Thanks for what?
You don't have to, but you care about everyone. I could see why Ashley wanted to protect you so much.
Perpetual blush. Yeah. Alright, let's continue. Canon Oda. It only now hit me her fucking last name is Oda. God damn it. Canon, are you okay?
I don't know.
Canon bit at her nails, a sullen expression taken over. Maybe it's guilt or something, but something in me wishes I did actually kill Forte. Why? I don't want to shit with this feeling. This feeling of this melancholy I'm feeling right now. I always told myself that I was just a spectator whenever I took photos. It was just easier to detach myself from the emotion of the subject. There's something more tolerable in seeing someone else experience what is occurring in the photo. But it was thanks to you that we found the answer in those awful trials. I guess. And you didn't actually kill him with that gunshot either, so there's no reason to feel guilty. It's not that simple. I know, but you shouldn't wallow in those what-if feelings. It's too painful to just bottle it up. You helped us out a lot, really. I suppose, but I never wanted to get involved. I never got the opportunity to do so before. All this, but I wanted to apologize properly after I turned down your phone. God. After I turned your photo down, my bad.
Don't worry about it. In fact, just forget it. I didn't particularly like the photo anyway.
No, I shouldn't have been so harsh. I stuffed my hands in my coat pocket. Huh? Somehow I found the torn photo in my pocket. I lined the two halves together. Here, you should keep it. I know you weren't really close with anyone, but... Well, I just hope you know we still think of you as a friend. Hope? Canon carefully took the two pieces from me and sighed.
Thanks.
Let's get out of here alive. Smile. Misty Vesper. So the game is over.
We can only assume. Gaia probably knows more about the situation, though.
It gives me peace of mind to learn that none of us would perpetrate the mutual killing game. That said, she let out a weary sigh.
Even my fortitude has its limits.
You say no one would perpetuate it, but Sei tried to further the game, didn't she? She went as far as to hurt you. You're a fucking dumbass, Missy. Missy's kind of fucking dumb, huh?
Would you believe me if I said I didn't feel malice in her actions?
Huh?
Fear is a fiercely powerful tool that shakes us out of our most rational thought. The threat of life strikes the heart of any primal existence, doesn't it? Chalk it up to knee-jerk reaction. I posed a potentially dangerous question that caused Sei to react sporadically. Remember, she did have the dagger for a period of time before entering the trial. She could have taken any opportunity if she were driven by malice. An odd move, but it was her move nonetheless. And my move will be to forgive it.
You left the dagger out. You lost the gun again. What move is next for us, do you think? Missy pondered the question for a minute.
No idea. We will reach land, presumably with Gaia's assistance. And once we're there, a myriad of options are laid before us.
Assuming she can get us there, we still don't have whatever the fuck this is. God damn it, I'll tell her to give me a minute.
No idea. We will reach land, presumably with guys. Okay, wait, we read that. Do we rejoin the family? Do we make moves to seek out the preservation project group? Do we attempt to find the next of kin for those who died during the game? The future is uncertain. Yeah. If we start small, we'll know where to go next, though. Let's focus our energy on escaping first. I could not have said it better myself. Are you going or what? Yeah, I'm just... I don't know what to expect. I believe Gaia will be willing to talk, if that's what you're worried about. She's been isolated in the testing chambers for what I imagine must have been a long time. Yeah, but do you think this all could have been avoided? There's no use dwelling on that now. What's done is done. We should push forward. Epilogue, burden on our shoulders. Fucking excuse me? We're at the epilogue already? Fuck. God damn it! We could have finished this today! Congratulations. The rest of the class has been eliminated thanks to your tireless efforts. So I did it, eh? Okay, yeah, I assumed it was 0.
So I did it, eh?
Yes, 0, you've won the ultimate prize. But may I ask something? Why did you use an alias?
Isn't it obvious? This game is all about distrust. A fake name to stir up trouble, of course. It was too easy.
I see. By utilizing that distrust, you've earned yourself the final prize, 0. Rever Akihiko Quartz, the ultimate radio host.
I did it!
The prize is yours. You rightfully won your praise and will join your friend in the winner's circle. You become one of them. One of them.
Huh?
You've become the ultimate prize. Oh, okay, so they become the ultimate prize themselves.
Hold on. What are you talking about?
Join her.
That's Gaia. This is where she's been?
She's been with us, benefiting the world.
That can't be right.
And you will become another prize ultimate student alongside her. Oh, so that's what this is about.
No. No, no, no.
Is it a pro tag swap? Gaia Espire. Hey, Gaia? Oh, hello, Echo. I drifted into the testing chamber, spotting Gaia hovering over one of the capsules. A look of misery darkened her face. Are you okay? Gaia sniffled as she stared at the capsule containing Akihiko's body. It was impossible to tell if he was breathing, let alone alive. I'll be fine. I was just recalling something. Where are the others? Oh, they're upstairs. I wanted to talk to you alone. Gaia remained silent, awaiting my next sentence. But I didn't know where to start. She noticed my hesitance and left her place in front of the capsule. She gestured for me to sit at the workstation as she paced slowly in front of me. You must have a lot of questions. But first, if you'll spare me a moment to share my story. I nodded. I was curious to know what possibly led her to this place. The Preservation Project's killing game. Known as the endeavor to create the ultimate prize. Lore drop. Distrust is to be expected on day 1. The roster was always specifically curated to create pairs, testing the bond between people. Well, clearly you guys did it all wrong this time. The question of the game relies on broken bonds, applying pressure and motivation to spark the fire. From there, everything following will stoke the flames and catalyze. But seeing as so many of you still survived despite the remaining time, I wonder what went differently. The fact that there's 10 of us? The fact that, like... I don't know. Are you telling me that with fucking 7 days, you're telling me that there's only one winner in the rest of your killing games? How fucking fast did your guys' group fall apart? They're more dysfunctional than, like, Despair Time or Blues Cast the fucking apparently. What do you mean? 7 days was all it took for you guys to have one fucking winner.
For 15 people to die, that's insane!
Nevertheless, I must say, I am pleased with the results. Ellipses. I realize it's difficult to find hope in things. In the darkest times, especially is when our minds wander, thoughts led astray, distorted by fear. As a cartographer, I create maps for the places on our Earth that are far greater than my own being. The vast plains, the pulsing sea, the tunneling caves. To search somewhere in the greater picture for an ultimate good beyond my perceived world of existence. It's difficult. I realize Pandora and I are very different.
Yeah? You're a cartographer, she's a fucking baker.
She searched within individuals as I searched the world.
Okay, you mean like that, like philosophy. Okay, that's interesting actually, and yeah, you're not wrong. You look at the bigger picture, she looks at like the smaller picture, looks at the people, you looked outward, alright?
However, we were looking to spark and inspire the same thing. Hope.
Hope?
Despair will control your... Oh, for fuck's sake.
Despair?
Despair will control your lives if you let the fear and darkness of your heart run amok. If you allow those inklings to escape, thoughts of terror will command the reins. How are we to combat such intrusions? Well, answers may vary wildly. Nevertheless, there are strategies in resistance. So I must admit something. The very thing that might be plaguing your concerns, your talent,
the ultimate memory.
The ultimate memory. I fabricated it in an attempt to foil Zero's preconceptions of the game's participants.
My eyes widen. I had no words. No talent. No talent.
The notion of an intangible talent like that was meant to play a part of a placebo in your mind.
Fucking I had visions, Gaia! What? I had visions of like alternate futures. That's how I was able to figure out the last fucking trial.
What the fuck are you talking about? A talent Zero couldn't test the abilities of. One only you could measure. I'd hope it would give you some peace of mind. What with your worries of not belonging?
It doesn't sound like you knew I had this power.
But memory? Not exactly. To give it the technical term, if you had the talent pertaining to memory, you would have been properly deemed as the ultimate
fuck me dead. That's a hard word to fucking pronounce. Memolinist. Memolinist? Is that how you pronounce it?
Menomalist. However, to give a succinct title would prompt Zero to test it. I could not allow it.
Okay, I get it. I get what that is. I've seen that before, the term before. I just don't know how to fucking pronounce it.
Well, what kind of test would he have given? The most immediate telling test would be speed cards. You are given a deck of shuffled cards in which you will recite all 52 in the exact order as fast as possible. If you were an ultimate student, the fact would have been quickly dashed or proven with one simple test, and my counterattack against Zero would have failed.
Okay, what?
That said, I was purposefully non-specific in bestowing your ultimate memory upon you. I had hopes it would gel with Cyrus's falsified talent of charisma.
Wait, hold on. Did you give him the false talent of charisma? Or who gave him the fucking false talent of charisma? Why the fuck was charisma? No, he picked charisma himself. What the fuck? What were they thinking?
I admit it was an interesting decision he made with that one.
Yeah? Wait. Although I had not been speaking, I felt breathless. So I was just a tool? Ultimate tool. I felt a stone drop in my stomach.
No, a tool is a far cry from what I would call you. You exhibited a strength I did not expect, which was the ability to see through Zero's ploy.
Strength?
And more importantly, you saved your fellow students.
You are a wild card. Ultimate shifter. Ultimate time looper. I'm going ultimate shifter. We're going full Zero Escape. Echo, the ultimate shifter. Let's fucking go. Let's shift back to the start of the game and save everyone.
You are a wild card. Or perhaps you do indeed wield a special ability. You maintained your constitution even under immense pressure and stress.
If only you fucking knew! The ellipses again. Stop!
Gaia was shocked into silence at my outburst. Gaia, I understand that you must have been through a lot. I really do. But to manipulate me, us, around in this game as pawns, isn't that too cruel? Isn't that action in of itself becoming just as bad as the people who trapped you in here in the first place? Utilizing ultimate students as the means to an end? You are a product of their test. You should know better than anyone to toy with people's lives. Sorry. Gaia clenched her hands together, and her eyes fell into a glazed state. I could see her straining to adjust her thoughts. She blinked slowly, and her gaze met mine once again. I apologize. Putting you all through this, it wasn't meant to happen. It's true, I failed to cultivate the hope required to withstand pressures from the killing game. I failed Aki. In the end. It's not that. I think you need to take a step back. People aren't just instruments being molded for use. As far as I've seen, everyone here, ultimate student notwithstanding, has the potential to inspire hope. Hope? But we won't get anywhere by recklessly pulling strings, nor will we get any results by forcing a result. Gaia was silent and unmoving, as if she were holding back her holding her breaths. I'm sorry. I never understood Pandora's methods. Yeah? But I think I now see what she was doing. Her ways of inspiring hope would start small, and would crescendo and grow into something powerful. Oh, Pandora's box! I see why her name is Pandora now, kinda. Hope was the last thing out of the box to keep humanity alive. Alright. Why did I not see it until now? Oh, and your name is Gaia! Like the god, like, you know, the god of Earth, goddess of Earth, Gaia, or like Earth itself, in a way. Mother Earth. Or am I misremembering what Gaia is? Just like how you went out into the world in order to find hope. I did not see it until now. It's too late to mourn the past. Perhaps some things are just meant to happen. All we could do is take small steps forward toward the future. Each moment after. Gaia sighed and nodded. She fell silent once again. Her expression was tight. Her head wilted, heavy with regret.
Are you getting ready?
Hmm?
Are you getting ready?
I'm in the epilogue of this. I'm almost done with the game. I returned upstairs to give Gaia some time. I'm streaming it. After a moment, I ushered the others down to the testing chambers. When I came back, we didn't even ask her if she knew we have the ability to shift. When I came back, Gaia was back at the workstation, focused on the monitors once more. Missy and Sei lingered through the testing chambers, anxiously looking at the containment units and monitors. Sei stiffened up before Akihiko's unit, but instead of reacting in any way, she remained unmoving. Zero said we're on a ship, yeah? So where's the bridge? Let's dock and get the hell out once and for all. If we're on a ship, wouldn't the bridge be near the trial grounds? Zero did say that the trial grounds was within a superstructure. HMCS Apogriffum. Aprovagrim? I don't know. Aprovagrim. How the fuck do I pronounce this? Aprovagrim is much larger than you've seen. The collection of rooms you were privy to was only within the quarter deck. We're only in a quarter of the fucking place? There are a number of bridges scattered across the ship. As are there other rooms. I don't care about other rooms. Just tell us what a navigation station, command center, control room, whatever is then. We have to steer this thing toward land so we don't die at sea. Zero said you got us into this mess, so you'd better help us get out of it. Gaia was quiet. She had an apprehensive look in her eyes, but remained typing at the workstation. How do you fucking know how to work a computer so well, even though you're a fucking cartographer? That is, you will help us, right? Despite what she had gone through, Gaia's intentions were difficult to read. I couldn't tell whether or not she wanted to escape. Zero escape. Gaia's directed our attention to the several monitors and pulled up several images of other killing games? I can't see a thing in these monitors. When are you showing us?
Wait, is that?
Are we in a fucking submarine? That looks like some kind of squid. Well, yeah, that only makes sense. We are sailing at sea. We're not on a boat, we're in a fucking submarine. Let's go. Yeah, but why can't we see anything outside? A feeling of dread froze my blood as I gazed at the near black screens. There are no clear views outside because we are at the bottom of the ocean, of the sea. Yes, sir! We're in a fucking submarine! Under the sea! Under the sea! Alright, that's neat. What? I scuttled the ship. I did what I put. I'm sorry, you scuttled us? So we're not even in the submarine. Alright, thanks, Gaia. Thank you. Wow, fucking thanks. You're making Zero look like the fucking good guy here. I scuttled the ship. I did what I believe would be the most beneficial thing for all of us trapped here, by trapping us here. That can't be. The atrium and trial grounds have both revealed the changing sky to us throughout the day. It's a fucking TV. Simple. You're fucking crazy. You're fucking unhinged. Alright. Simple glass projections. This ship is equipped with bleeding-edge technology. It should have come no surprise, seeing as its engineer is also an ultimate student. Fuck! And how exactly did you think sinking us all was going to help? I'm fucking running out of breath. I'm running out of breath. This is insane. What were you really planning? To bring us all to our deaths at the bottom of the sea? We've been fooled again. It's nothing like that. This is how I prevented another group of students from falling into the hands of the Preservation Project's experiment. Gaia, tell us. What is the Preservation Project? I gulped. Even after all this time, I wasn't sure if I wanted to truly hear what the project was. The Preservation Project, It's a group that provides safe housing for ultimate students, protecting them from whatever could endanger them from utilizing their talents proper. That is what it is. That's what it is. Between the whispers between the ultimate students outside these walls. However, the truth of the matter is that everything you previously knew about the project is smoke and mirrors. The project's activities, the safe house, the earthquakes themselves, it's a front for the project's true intentions. To create the ultimate student. The ultimate hope, if you will. Izuru Kamikura, yes, queen, we're so back. Something of this magnitude and effect would obviously require immense resources. The people responsible for taking art under their wing lobbied for the resources necessary to pull this off. And the powers that fabricated the scenario are the product of ultimate students, just like ourselves. What the fuck? How was that possible? Thought manipulation. With the correct seeds planted, one known as the ultimate psionic... What? Ultimate what? Like actual superpowers. Alright. Ultimate Psionic was able to cause distress, pushing students toward the so-called safe house. The reach of their ability required two things, something visual and something auditory. One of those things must have been the letter we all received. There was a distinct watermark at the bottom of the letter. That must have been the visual key. And the audio key must have been Aki's voice casting the project information out. Therefore, the reason why Echo wasn't aware of any of this was because they never experienced exposure to either of the two keys. I was speechless. Okay, then why am I here? So it was a mistake that I was included in this group at all? Was it really a mistake? But after being here to help everyone, it would be cruel to call this a mistake. It's a feature.
It's a masterpiece. Lyle and Missy took time with Gaia to survey the setting we found ourselves in. The ship, HMCS Apogivim, I'm not pronouncing that right, was constructed with the vision of housing ultimate students in swaths of great comfort. The Reservation Project acquired it soon after its conception as the location for its experiment, a constantly moving location that would be difficult to reach by ordinary means. The conductors of the experiment were situated offshore to prevent loss of people in their own ranks. The game was to be remotely conducted with a proxy serving as the host. Zero occupied that service, offering himself to the side of despair after his own win. Despair? To combat their puppet strings, Gaia stripped the group of our whereabouts by taking control of their main asset and casting it far beyond their reach. Our underwater demise sat 3,000 meters beneath the pulsing icy pressure of the North Atlantic Ocean. Thank God this fucking ship is pressurized, otherwise we'd be fucking dead, huh? The closest land was the shore of Greenland. The situation felt bleak, but Gaia reassured us that somehow she had prepared for this. She ideally wished to be able to save everyone. Regardless, 5 survivors was still a victory in her eyes. But then we go back in time. We shift back to the start of the game. Gaia's unrelenting search through the testing chambers database revealed little about the Preservation Project group. She was frustrated but determined still. Though she was a winner, there had been others that had been removed from the testing chambers due to poor health or experimentation overexertion. What the fuck were they doing to them? Even among the array of winners, she had little company. There's like fucking 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 other fucking 4 other pods here, not counting Aki's. Sorry. There are what are the other pods for? This is us steeped in thought as Gaia continued to employ herself in search for knowledge. We all get back into the pods. We fucking take Akihiko's fucking corpse out of the pod, put Sei in there. We all go into the pods and try to fucking come up with the idea with this machine. Let's go. But it seemed that nothing damningly confidential was saved on location. Of course, exasperated at the lack of further information on the private group that held her captive, Gaia silently threw up her arms in defeat. We should leave. There's nothing more I could do here. I wish to attack the landslide and other subsequent lurking agents. We have missiles on the ship. We have missiles on the ship? I nodded. Lao managed to stay patient this long and readied himself in anticipation to aid in proper escape. Missy returned again after a short visit to retrieve the personal files Cyrus had. Cannon was still as ever. Just a fucking statue, cardboard cutout. Let's go. We stood. What was Sei? Okay, there we go. We stood to the exit of the testing chambers, but Sei remained lost in thought. What about him? It was clear she didn't know how to address her lost friend turned despair vessel. Gaia paused. Her heavy eyes cast a dark downward gaze. There's no denying it, Jiro. Aki is no longer with us. Her voice was stern. Gaia started toward the door without a break in her step. Wait. What is it? We ought to board the escape pod and make a hasty retreat. We have an escape pod? It is unwise to stay any longer than we need to. I know, but don't you feel sad? After all, you're the one who had to stop him. That was my decision. I can no longer take back my actions, can I? But I can. I suppose not, but what choice should I have? There are far greater concerns that need to be addressed. I can't be burdened by such feelings, not when there's so much to be done. Gaia, I know you want to push forward, but why not take a step back and let yourself feel those feelings? I mean, you don't seem like the kind to wallow in emotion. In despair, if you will, but it would be good to acknowledge the fact that you've been trapped here without help. And now we can help you, or at least I want to. Oh shit, was that not Gaia? Fuck, I'm sorry. Gaia, I know you want to push forward, but why not take a step back and let yourself feel those feelings? I mean, you don't seem like the kind of wallow in emotion. Despair, if you will, but it would be good to acknowledge the fact that you've been trapped here without help. And now we can help you, or at least I want to. I myself must atone for my mistakes. I cannot stop just because I regret my actions. Her jaw clenched as those words escaped through gnashed teeth. Who was Akihiko? Gaia's eyes softened and her shoulders fell slack as she let out a slow sigh. Just like all the others we'd lost, he was a friend. A piece of me now gone missing. These parts of me that have been carved out, the parts that Pandora called her sister, and the parts that Akihiko called his friend. Those pieces of me no longer exist. Death owns those memories. Her eyes glassed over in deep oblivion. Gaia. It's a dreadful thing I forced you all into. No one was meant to bear these horrible experiences except me. You shouldn't have to fight through those feelings alone. It's my responsibility due to my failure. Shouldn't I be the sole recipient of such consequences? I would let despair destroy me first if it meant I were able to command its damaged singularity to one and none other. Gaia, all your efforts would be meaningless if you let yourself be killed before making any change. Indeed, such a loss would be absurd if you didn't make a significant move to stop the project that apprehended you so.
And, well, I don't know what it means to you, but I still have this.
Say produced a small golden disc. It's coming back, the clock. So, don't let despair consume you yet. Despair? We're depending on you. Just as long as you can depend on us. The room was still. I could hear the blood pumping in my ears as Gaia pondered her purpose.
Of course. Vive la guerre éternelle.
Leaving the testing chambers, Gaia led us to the elevator. Similarly to the infirmary, the opposite side of the elevator car doors open to reveal a long dark hallway. The six of us trudged through the industrial hallway in hushed conversation. Gaia led the way, I followed close, and everyone else was hunched together behind, as if they were still unsure whether Gaia was trustworthy or not. Gaia, I have to know something. Why did you nurse Ashley back to health just before her execution? You had to have known that she was the culprit, right? Ellipses. I didn't wish to leave you two on poor terms. What? I observed, if I recall correctly, that you and Ashley were on little speaking terms just before she went to confront Cyrus. Yeah, but it was clear to me that Ashley was powerfully driven, that nothing would stop her when she set her mind to something. And that something in this case was putting your well-being above her own. Why she did that, I of course cannot say. You ought to know better than I. I do. To soften the blow... Oh, God. Did the stream crash completely? Did the stream crash completely? Are you kidding me? No, it didn't. Okay, we're good. We're still good. Sorry. I just saw that it was offline for a second and I got like a mini heart attack. To soften the blow of the inevitable, I tried in all earnest to bring her back, to see a familiar face one more time. The hallway seemed to stretch forever. I still don't understand how Echo could have ended up here. Echo. You were quite brave. Brave? Ultimate brave. In the past few days, you stood tall against the face of so much anguish. What are you talking about? I'm not brave. I'm just trying to fend off these awful feelings. I can't stop thinking about what Ashley did for me. Would it not be easier to cast away the memories of those past? Forgetting what happened here would be depriving them of their last memory. I let out a pathetic scoff. Isn't it weaker to cling to outcomes that we can't change anymore? I wouldn't go that far. The fact remains, Pandora was inspired. She saw something special about you. Is that so? Like a candle, the small flame creates a vignette of salvation to cut through darkness, all while steadily burning their wax bodies away. That says, the next torch always awaits even the slightest bit of fire. A lot of ellipses there. We turned the corner and were met with a hatch door. I climbed into the escape pod. Is there gonna be an epilogue for the epilogue? Is this credits? Danganronpa Lapse. Is that really how it ends? Really? Maybe there is extra shit I don't know about that I've researched before. Because this was actually, I don't know, that felt almost like a wet fart of an ending. It wasn't the worst ending I've ever experienced. I saw your sprite change, but like, I feel like there's a lot of like unanswered questions here. Is there a part 2 or something? Like, I'm genuinely interested. Yeah, okay, yeah, their fucking sprites are changing. I'm not crazy. Like, I'm genuinely curious to see if there truly is a continuation. Because, like, I feel like there's more. This feels like there should be more, yeah? Made with Renpai. It was a pretty good game, and I like the Zero Escape little twist here. But, like, I'm so curious. Is that genuinely the ending? Was there supposed to be a sequel? I feel like it's a little fast and unfinished. Thin. Is there actually extra stuff? Or is that the whole game? Because I'm genuinely curious to see if there's more. Okay, there is more. There's an after credit scene. Alright. The low drone of ocean water rolling against the outer walls filled the escape capsule, causing our small group to fall silent and tense. How long has it been?
44 minutes.
It felt like an eternity had passed. Say made an inquisitive murmur as she relayed the time. Gazing at one of her wristwatches, she simultaneously caught a glimpse at the killing game bracelet. I turned the chain around and noticed mine was the same. Did it pop off? Rather than reflect the previous rose gold, our bracelets had turned a hue of pure bright yellow gold. It seemed to notate victory from the game. Okay. Was this planned? No one saw any desire to make small talk during our resurfacing, as if conversation would distract from our escape. We should probably get these bracelets off. Yeah, there's poison in this. Exhaustion hung on everyone's faces. Apprehensive eyes cast a dark shadow across the metal interior. Ellipses. Missy let out a sharp gasp. Hey, are you okay? Everyone was alert as Missy began to shake, her breathing broken. She looked like she was in pain. Oh, it was poison. Oh no. Oh no? What's wrong? And then everyone started to react similarly. My head is killing.
No, please no.
What's going on? Ugh, not this again. I was horrified. Everyone was suffering right before my eyes. As soon as their pain began, they all fell still. No way. No way! I grabbed Cannon by the shoulders and shook her firmly. Did they all just die? I heard small breaths escape. I looked at the others to see that they were, fortunately, still breathing. I'm still here! Why is it still going? They're okay.
Gino, let's go.
Okay, hold on. This is the doing of the ultimate psionic. Excuse me? Their adverse reaction mirrored the events that took place when they were captured in the first place. We've been trapped. Huh? How? Not sure. The preservation project must be pursuing the wrecked ship. Zero must have sent a radio signal to the land site before I stopped them. God damn it. But how are you alright? Yeah, good question. They must assume I'm dead. A regrettable assumption for them. I was speechless. We should probably get these bracelets off, huh? Just when I thought it was over, a new complication threw itself before our escape. And me? Gaia looked at me with raised eyebrows. She was surprised. You're lucky. Ultimate lucky student. Cannon, Lyle, Missy, and Say were all in an unresponsive state. It seems they were rendered unconscious. So, what now? There's nothing we can do to stop whoever's awaiting our arrival from discovering us. We're just going to have to resurface and see what happens from there. Prepare yourself. Prepare myself? Be ready for whatever happens. Do not idle when we're discovered. It's inevitable. The best thing we can do is be prepared. I nodded. Be prepared like the Lion King. It's true. We were going to be helpless to take action until we got out of the escape pod. I steadied my breathing and closed my eyes. I let the sound of rolling water fill my thoughts. God, how is this still going? I actually gotta leave. A lot of ellipses here. And I racked my brain thinking about that evening. Oh, for fuck's sake! Alright, well, I guess we're getting this question answered at the very least.
Alright, thanks for the lift. And be careful with your ankle. I can't believe you insisted on driving even though it's broken.
Is our ankle still broken? I forgot about that. It's no problem at all. Besides, my ankle is almost done healing. Okay, fine, fair enough. So it's no big deal. It's not like I drive with that foot anyway. I'm just worried since I can't walk you to the door. I wanted to see Applejack was in a petting mood tonight.
My house is right there. You don't need to worry. And if she is, I'll make sure to give that kitty a good scratching for you.
Alright, thanks. Night, Ash.
Good night, Echo.
Ellipses. Her porch light hasn't turned on. She usually turns it on for a minute, so I know she made it in, but are we actually looping back to the fucking start of the game? Is that actually what's going on? I should get out and see what's going on. Ow! Click. Oh, there it is. Well, time to get back. Okay, ring ring. Huh? Hold on, I'm still in the middle of this! Ellipses again. Another ring ring. God, okay, I really gotta go. Shit. Shit. Okay, chat. I gotta save here. Hold on. I really gotta go, actually, because like I gotta go see my grandpa and all that. I'm either gonna get. Oh my god, we're at the epilogue. I don't know what to do here. We're at the epilogue. We're at the end of the game. I don't get how this is still going. Westbridge Stables. Hello, sir. It's Echo. I was just calling to see if Ashley got in okay. I couldn't reach her cell. Hello, Echo. Why, she's just fine. I believe she's busy with a small matter at the moment, but nothing to worry about. Oh, can I ask what's wrong? Nothing's wrong. Nothing at all. In fact, it's all very good news. She was approached by a gentleman who was responding to an inquiry in regards to her horseback riding. It's a fantastic opportunity. That one, I wasn't aware she signed herself up for such a prestigious thing. I'm told that a pro golfer Camp Pop Piano fellow is going to be there, alright? I see. That's great to hear. I'm absolutely chuffed. My girl is off to do great things, I tell you. It's a winding process, as I'm told, so it'll be a while yet before she'll be able to spare the time. I see. Please wish her luck for me. I'll have to give her a call back when she's free to hear about it, all about it. Oop. Will do. I'm sure she'll be over the moon, talking her ear off when all the formalities have been taken care of. And Echo? I'm happily Ashley has a friend like you. Thank you for taking care of her. Well, this is going to be an awkward conversation for when we get back. Not a problem. It's the least I could do. All right, we hit the end. Yay! We did it! We did it! Yay! All right. That was a fun, interesting game. I like the zero escape dynamic that's with it. I might have to do like another stream or talk about it in another stream, but overall, I feel like I enjoyed the game. I enjoyed the little twist of like the zero escape thing, but it also feels a little bit open-ended, unfinished almost. It feels similar to what zero escape was in that aspect. I think there might have been like a hint of a sequel. It's a little open-ended. I don't know if there's extra in Danganronpa Lapse, if there really is extra stuff in Danganronpa Lapse or something. You guys could let me know in the VOD or comments, but yeah. I really do got to go though, unfortunately, so I can't really chat with you guys my thoughts on the game. Besides, I feel like this is a game that I feel like I need to ruminate on before I can give you like really deep thoughts on it. But yeah, I actually do like the dynamic of like having the morphogenetic field theory and having like, you know, shifting in the killing game itself. I find that really interesting. I don't know if there really is a sequel or if there is like a secret new game plus. I'm gonna check and see. If not, then next Saturday stream is probably going to be something else. Other than that, though, this was actually really fun, and I really do like the once again the dynamic that the story has. It's really unique. I feel like there's a lot of good ideas here, but like it falls flat in certain areas. I already made it clear. Missy feels kind of stupid for someone who's supposed to be a tactician. Just leaving the gun out and then leaving the dagger out, which allowed for the opportunity of like 2 murders to happen, is a little annoying. But like I'm wondering if there could be more. The game feels like it goes by fast though, and also the fact that the killing game only needed the last 7 days, and like yet the numbers of the cast kind of got cut in half within like 5 is just insane to me. Like we literally just had to stay here for 7 days, guys. We did not need to kill each other. But yeah, I once again had like a lot of fun with this game. I find it really interesting. It's definitely a unique fangan from the art style to like, how they presented the story. Even if the story does have some flaws with it, I did genuinely enjoy it. But yeah, outros real quick. I would go more in depth with the outros, but I think I'm just going to leave it to stream schedule stuff. Tomorrow I'm going to be streaming again at 2 p.m. Pacific time. I'll see you guys then. Next Friday, it's going to be Tetra Danganronpa Pink Staff Side at 3 p.m. Pacific time. Next Saturday, we're going to go into Zenless Zone Zero because I believe the next update should be out. And then next Sunday is kind of up in the air. We'll see. We'll see when we get there. But yeah, other than that, nothing much else I could really add on to that. Thanks for watching. Thanks for being here with me. And until then, don't mind me. I'm just some dude on the internet, and I'll see you guys next stream. I really gotta go.